Ho, 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 and happy holidays, all you travelers out there. This is a brand new, our first episode back from the holidays episode of How'd We Get Here? And yeah, we're just going to be talking about like kind of what we did over the holidays and stuff. Isn't that right, Joseph?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I figured, keep it loose and easy. Nothing too, no required reading or just, talk about what we might have binged, watched, or I know a lot of people like to like watch movies over the holidays. It's a pretty popular time of year for people to hit the theaters or just watch stuff as a family unit. So, you know, I thought it'd be fun just to talk about stuff like that. Just, you know, And speaking of holiday stuff, man, do you guys have any traditions you guys do for the holidays? Like every year, like kind of something.
Yeah, we unwrap presents.
I mean that's typical to like maybe your family as opposed to the what do you call it? The consumerism part of Christmas that everyone does.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Do
us
we?
it's breakfast. Me, it's
Mm,
breakfast on Christmas morning.
okay.
Without that, it's not Christmas for me. I would trade all that other stuff just to have breakfast with the family. That's the big one for
Oh, how
me.
sweet.
Hmm.
See, I like my kids and my husband, but my family in general, I would pay anything to not have breakfast with them any day. And if you're listening, yes, you.
Yeah.
Um, but so I guess our family tradition is not participating in family traditions. So it's nice because I feel like for a long time, especially how I grew up, you're kind of forced to participate in things you don't necessarily want to
Mm,
be a part of. So it's nice that now at the age I'm at and where I'm at in life, I cannot. And I could just do my own thing,
mm,
with
Yeah,
my own kids and husband. So
mm.
my folks, they never made me go caroling or anything like that. And then this one year, like I hella wanted to do it. So like I actually went like with these people I knew from church and I realized I didn't know any of the words to any of the fucking songs and stuff. It was pretty embarrassing. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of happy we never actually went and did that stuff too often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's
Like,
one thing. Like you mentioned the caroling thing. When I was a kid, we used to get like they used to get like the tractor with the wagon and the hay bales, and we drive around. I come from a small town, right? And as kids, we'd drive around and carol like to all the houses. Like that was like an activity we used to do. And now, like a lot of people from the city have been buying property up here and stuff. So like they only come down on weekends. So that sense of community has completely gone from our town,
mm.
right? Like neighbors don't know each other anymore and stuff. So that whole
Sounds like a
like and
Hallmark movie. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Our town was kind of like a Hallmark movie, exactly, man. And now it's like city people who think they know best, and
These,
you
what do
know,
they call them? Rabble
cold,
rousers? Rebel
yeah,
rousers?
cold, like cold shoulder
Yeah.
types. Like yeah. So it's not the same anymore. Like
Christmas caroling, huh? Try that in a small town.
yeah, yeah. What's this? They call the cops for noise
So
disturbance.
they'll probably shoot you nowadays, man. You got there singing about like silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city, and they open
Oh.
fire on you
If
probably.
I heard somebody caroling outside, I would close my blinds, lock my door. I don't need that interaction in my life. I don't like people singing at me. It makes me very
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
mm, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we used to do that as kids. I remember, and now, like the town I grew up in, my sister still lives in the town we grew up in, and it's so different now. So different. Mm, yeah.
Is it
So what were
scary
you
now?
saying, Johnny? Before I
Is it
cut you off for
scary
the
now?
caroling thing? Yeah. No, it's just people don't talk to each other anymore. It's cold. Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I
like
went on
living in the city.
I went
Yeah.
on one of them tractor rides once though too. Like
Hmm.
that stuff's pretty fun. Like going around and looking at all the lights. It wasn't actually a tractor. We sat in the bed of a truck and like we
Hmm.
drove around the neighborhoods and looked at all the lights and stuff. Like the neighborhoods that like did up all the lights.
Hmm.
That was pretty groovy.
Hmm.
Then like they don't use that. Nobody really does that out here where I live. There's a couple houses where like they get the inflatable things, but that's not the same. Like that's not the same
Yeah.
as when people used to deck their house out with the lights and everything and really go extra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not a
missing
big
here's the
content,
fan of the
sound.
inflatables.
the way these electric bills be running. I don't
Mm.
know about any of that. I think you get a rebate though. I heard some people talking about can get a Christmas time rebate.
Oh,
If
during that month, whatever
yeah.
you consume during the month. So all
Hmm.
these pot growers are all going
All right.
crazy in
time to
December.
time to grow time grow stuff. It's
time,
probably grow season.
time to max out those grow lamps. Free for Christmas. Hey, it is green, so it's one of the colors of Christmas.
Even growing up, I don't think we really had any with my dad, we used to watch like this Christmas tape of like late 80s, early 90s Christmas specials with like all the
Okay.
commercials on it still.
I
And
thought you were gonna
so
mention another tape, so I was like,
no,
"What?
no,
That's a weird Christmas
no, that
tradition."
that was a Valentine's that was a Valentine's Day. but no, it was like a Christmas tape with like claymation Christmas on it, and
Yeah,
that there was like this special with Alvin and the Chipmunks and Michael Jackson.
yeah.
I
There,
watched that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and like a Garfield Christmas. So like we made a
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
playlist for that has like all the commercials from then and like all the specials that we found on YouTube. So
Oh,
we share
yeah.
that with my brothers.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's
we
cool.
usually, besides that, the other
Mm.
family I lived with when I was adopted, I'd rather not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trash.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not. I think for me, I just like hanging out
Mhm.
with the kid. Well, not well, the kids sometimes. I won't say all the time, but when they're not talking to me about a YouTube video.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Kids are big on there. It's not the same now, eh? Like toys aren't like they used to be.
No,
No.
and I was like, what toys do I even get you guys? Because they genuinely don't care. And so the boys like I just got them like this RC like police chase set. It's like a Mustang and a police car so they could chase each other.
Is that the one that's Fast and Furious themed?
No, but
Oh, okay.
how funny is it that so Leah got the boys the Fast and Furious Lego sets, and
Okay, the
it
Lego
was so
set.
funny because you get Dom comes with his car and a minifig, and then Brian comes with his Skyline. If I got that wrong, my boys would come
No,
through the door. It's not a Skyline.
no, you got it right, man.
Oh.
But I want a little Lego Paul Walker now. I didn't know they made that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it comes with the car. It comes with the when you get the Lego car.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny because the day after it was like delivered, that's when the news story broke out about Vin Diesel.
You had mentioned that, yeah. That's why you were like, should I? I was like, fuck yeah. The kids don't know. They don't. It's not like they're gonna grow up and be like, I'm gonna be a sexual predator or
Right.
anything.
An accused.
Mhm.
I don't believe it, but an accused.
I'm accused, yeah. Well, you could get accused of anything in life, right? So
Yeah. I mean, you just recently accused James Gunn of being a finger guy.
he likes to put his fingers in the bat pie.
Speaking of which, man, I ended up watching Peacemaker with my dad on Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, the series.
But yeah, we binged that on Christmas Day, and he liked it, man. He had a good time. He's a big fan of Eagly, man. Like he liked Vigilante a lot, but like Eagly really won my dad over. Like my dad likes birds, but like yeah, when that bird hugged John Cena,
Yeah.
that was probably like his favorite thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Watch Peacemaker with your dad.
Oh,
that's cute.
Well, we were just watching Reacher today. Finished up the first season. I think I watched the first 2 episodes of the second season. Now I know why you posted that I want a banana video.
I'd like a banana.
I'd like a banana. Yeah.
I'd like a
I
banana.
was wondering, you just randomly posted that in the chats, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And
Dude,
then today, the episode was playing. All of a sudden, all I hear is, I want a banana. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was looking over, and it's playing on the TV and that on when they go into that house. And I was like, oh, now I understand.
Yeah, I was just like lit watching that, and like I was convinced that like the band in that song had to be the bad guys in this season, and like I found out that's a real song from Nickelodeon. I'm like, oh man, I thought that those guys were actually going to be part of the show.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not Happy, man. That might have been the case if we were watching Happy, but Reacher isn't Happy.
And my husband likes Reacher, but for me,
Mm-hmm.
I think I can't get into it because there's not like a funny twist to it.
There
like
is.
He's literally just like a jacked Reacher. He's not. There's no fun part for me, I guess.
Well, there isn't a problem in the world he can't solve by smashing with his fist.
Yeah.
That's the thing I noticed. Everything's about him kicking someone's ass. I'm surprised like people haven't come out against this show for like male
No,
masculine toxicity and
I
everything.
told him that. I said this show, I hate to put gender on stuff, but it's a little too masculine for me. I said, go watch it in the closet or so. Go watch it in the room. You're good. I won't bother you. I promise. But I'm good. I'm good.
I've enjoyed it. Pat's been enjoying it too. She thinks it's we both laugh at. It's just because it's so funny
Yeah.
how he solves everything by punching the problem in the face, right? So
That's like the John Wick movies. I've never seen a one,
Mhm.
but I feel like I've seen them all the way he describes it to me, down to
yeah,
the
yeah, it's pretty
wardrobe
much the
choice.
same. Yeah. Mhm.
So
I'd say watch the first one. The first John Wick is actually really good. After that, you
Yeah,
can skip them,
really
though, in
good.
my opinion.
Mhm. Mhm.
oh, I believe it is. I just feel like I've seen it 100 times
Yeah.
through osmosis. So
Mhm. What else? I rewatched the Guardians of the Galaxy. Speaking of James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, because I watched it last year and I thought it was pretty good. So I was like, will I still find it as funny? And it was still funny, but not as funny as the first time I watched it.
I still haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen it? It's fun because it's mainly Drax and what's the girl's name with you?
Mantis.
It's pretty much based around them trying to go get
Kidnap Kevin Bacon.
for
I
Quill
do like
for
Kevin
his
Bacon.
yeah, for his Christmas present, and it's pretty good the way they play all that off and stuff. And they're like,
hmm
when they find out he's an actor and he's not really like this superhero, it's pretty funny. There's some good lines in it.
And see me,
And
I just go ahead.
yeah, and how Mantis always loses patience with Drax. Like she's super
Mhm.
sweet, but with Drax, she's super mean to him all the time. It's really funny.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, it's worth
I'll check
watching.
it out.
It's
Yeah,
worth watching. Yeah, yeah, it's worth watching. Yeah. Hmm.
I just spiraled and I binge watched seasons 1 through 5 of Top Chef from the beginning, and
Oh,
I forgot how
okay.
out of control the first few seasons were, between like the racism, the sexism, the violence, it was
Okay,
a lot.
but in which way? Like the judges or
Both.
okay.
It's like there's some of the challenges were like you could not get away with this in today. Like they went to a fat camp for kids. They
Mhm.
had to make a 500-calorie meal, and one of the teams was like sneaking real sugar into the mix of stuff. And I said, you can't do that. It's bad enough you're showing these kids at a fat camp. But now and then one of the judges was like, some of these kids have diabetes, and I said, why would you say that on national TV? And
Oh
then
Jesus,
there was
yeah.
just when they yoked up Marcel, and then he, what's his name, got kicked off the show for violence. But man, did not everybody want to beat up Marcel? I know they all missed out on that.
Mhm.
But it was just like some of the earlier stuff. Like there was a challenge where the girls, they like tricked him into thinking they were going to a nightclub. So all of the girls dressed up kind like by their own standards, kind of slutty.
Mhm.
But then it was
Yeah.
really a cook-off challenge. And the judges didn't understand that the girls were offended that they had to stand on the judges panel with their tits out. And the judges were like, this is a challenge at the end of the day. And the girls are literally telling them how uncomfortable they are. And they don't offer them their chef's coat, nothing. And I was just like, this is off. This is uncomfy.
Yeah.
Uncomfy.
Hey,
Some of the,
ratings, man.
Hey,
yeah, the
making them
language they used, it's
were they making
wild.
them fry food while they were like that, dude? Like, get close to them deep fryers too.
They were on a food truck in Miami.
Uh,
Oh, I was wondering
Uh,
what they were cooking too. That could be pretty brutal, like not being covered up while cooking. You can get
mhm.
burnt really
And
bad.
then they kicked off one of the youngest girl that was in the house. And when she, at the end scene, they pack up their knives to go. Her packing up her knife scene was all cleavage. And I said, who shot this gratuitously in slow motion? Her leaning over to pick up her knives and wrap them up. And then you could see like where they stopped like showing them in the house. They started showing them less and less in the
Mm.
house and more cooking. Like, we can't let these people know about their real personalities. And
How long ago
so,
did it air though? Like originally?
Over 10
ooh,
years now,
yeah, it
right?
had to be like early, because they were still saying, some words you can't say today. Top
The
Chef.
R slur, pretty
Oh,
much.
hard R, hard. 2006 was season 1.
Okay.
So, and I've
almost
seen all of
tuning in.
these before, but for some reason it's just been like real calming as background noise. So I
Yeah.
just went back in. And then how awful season 1 was with that old host, Katie Lee or whatever her name was. Awful. Just awful. And then Padma in her bathing suit. Like, what do you have? Like, there's no reason. There's no reason. Cook. The host, they just be having her in her swimsuit in the early seasons. And I think at some point she must have put her foot down and been like, stop dressing me like this. So that's all I've been. And watching movies.
Yeah. You watched Dream Scenario over the holidays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I watched it last week.
Uh-huh.
One afternoon, Pat was working, so I put that on because I don't think that's something she'd be that interested in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. I didn't like I understood the ending, didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have gotten weirder, and I'm upset that they didn't go full weird. They dipped their toes in. It was interesting premise.
Yeah, for sure.
And how he delivered his lines in that first scene, I made Isaiah rewind it like 800 times. I was like, please go back. And I know him and Tara were tired of me that day because I could not get over how he was enunciating when he was talking to his daughter about the dream. I said, this is movie of the year material right here.
Did he put cotton balls in his cheeks, you think? His cheeks look puffy.
I wonder if is that maybe an age thing?
Because I've seen him in other stuff, and he didn't seem as. I think they probably had him put some kind of prosthetic up in his to make him look. I don't know. Yeah,
like a little fuller in the face, little fuller up there.
Yeah. But I thought it was all right. I mean, we won't elaborate too much on it because we'll probably end up doing a Caged Love episode on that possibly. So we could get into huge details about that. But what else?
One of my favorite conversations that I had with you, with Drake, Joe, and going back on the topic of toxic masculinity was Silent Night, starring
Silent Night. Yeah.
John Woo. If you ever want to get revenge for your dead son, all you need is infinity money. Like, just
that's it.
Yeah, because like I don't know what this man did. Like, they should have elaborated a little bit. Like, the movie's a little too quiet for its own good because I'm watching it. I'm like, what did this fool do before his kid died? Because he's got like an unending supply of money to just sink his revenge. And then the way I feel so bad for his wife, dude. Like, when the movie was over, I had a pretty fun time with the violence, but at the end, I was just like, he was a total fucking douchebag, though, man. His poor wife.
Like, he shut himself completely off from his wife and stuff. Yeah, but I like the way they addressed it at the end with the letter. Right, he does address it. It was, I know it's my fault. I didn't make an effort to. We were going through it together. Like, we both lost a child. It wasn't just me.
Maybe she wanted maybe she wanted a car and a machine gun too. He shouldn't have cut her out. Like, it could have been. Yeah. They could have tandemed it.
I could see him playing Punisher now after watching this, though.
And another thing, man, like, I wish John Woo would have toned down his seriousness of the movie just a little bit. Like, didn't you think like he tried to make it too serious to the point that it was almost comical? Like at the end with the Cholo guy, like ballroom dance.
In the big room, like
death metal and whatever. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie. Like, at the same time, like there's a lot of stuff I laughed at it, but like all in all, like as far as like a John Woo film made for the Western film market, I think it's his best movie he's made, without a doubt.
There's this one part that I was like, where he's like, the cops are pinned down when they're having a shootout with the gang, then he shows up and starts shooting everyone, and he opens the door to like get the female cop in, and he's like, get in, and then right as she's about to get in, it's like ta ta ta, and I was like, damn it, like I was like, I felt bad for her. She was all by herself, has like 6-7 people shooting at her. She almost got out, but she didn't.
I hate when that happens. I feel like that would be me. I would just rather, that's why I've always said, like, in a horror movie or something like that, just take me out at the beginning. Like, don't make me suffer through all the nonsense if you're just going to kill me in the end.
Yeah.
Just let me go. I'm fine.
But I like, there's the issue with the finances. That's one thing.
Did they say where the money came from? Like, were they?
No,
Well,
he's just a white
I-
guy that lives in LA and like
Okay.
he works in construction, I think, because he comes. There's one flashback where he pulls in with a pickup, and it's got like a construction company. So I think he might have had his own construction business.
Maybe Bitcoin.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very.
Hmm.
But I like the lead up. Like he marks it on the calendar. He takes like a year to prepare himself for his revenge. You know, it wasn't like, oh, the next week he's like a master at, you know. So it's like a build up for a year. He trains himself to become like this killing machine. Which, I mean, a year isn't long either. But you know.
Oh, so much like the tragedy that was Thanksgiving, that I don't care what anybody says was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my whole life.
That's a good segue because I watched that over the holidays. I thought it was all right. The trampoline scene was my favorite.
That made me never want to jump on a trampoline again. And I
That was
kept
horrible.
forgetting it was an
'Cause
Eli Roth movie because it was giving like Blumhouse. So I was like, okay, but then whenever a death occurred, I said, oh yeah, this is Eli Roth. This is disgusting.
Yeah, but that trampoline scene was worth watching.
I just thought it was
that.
a lazy conclusion. I thought it felt lazy. I said, yeah, okay.
Well, it wasn't that clever or anything either. You kind of like, yeah, it makes sense. You knew that was coming back because why would they put that scene early on
And I
where
wish they
that
had
house
called
gets
it
wrecked?
something. I wish it had been called like Black Friday or something, because it really
because
was
it had
more-
more to do with that, really. Yeah.
yeah.
Then Thanksgiving, yes, it had
Because I
very
was
little to do with
expecting
Thanksgiving.
pilgrims. I was expecting real
Like from back in the day,
yes.
coming back.
So,
Yeah,
yes. And then go into it, and I'm like, oh, y'all didn't even give nod to like the natives that were slaughtered. This is just
yeah. Well, it could have been that, like all the natives possessing people coming back for their revenge on Thanksgiving. That would have been much cooler.
More white people would have died if we're gonna be honest.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they come back and just like, this is it.
Yeah,
We're
it was some cool.
scalping all of you.
The oven scene is when I was like, you know what? If this ends how I think it's gonna end, I'm gonna be mad I just saw this, because I was sure thinking about like full roast pig after that. I was like, I hate that made me a little bit hungry.
I wonder how it tasted.
The crispy skin.
I wonder if he was a good cook.
Right.
I mean, the whole movie was just a reaction to Terrifier, though. Like, I honestly don't think this movie would have ever got made if Terrifier 2 wasn't a hit.
Hadn't become the cult hit it was, yeah. Probably
Not to get into cannibalism, but I would imagine that the meat probably wasn't that good because he killed her in fear, and your muscles contract when you're, afraid, or you're tense up. So I would imagine the meat wouldn't be tender and relaxed.
Yeah, you'd have to do like a braise type thing.
And she ran the salt off when she escaped the first time, because he salted her then, and then I didn't see him resalt. So
you guys are getting a little too German dark web over here talking about shit on people. Like, you guys have been hanging out with Goose a little too much, I think.
Hit her with that fear marinade.
Fear marinade. Yeah.
LB hanging out with Army Hammer lately.
Yes.
I
remember when that news first broke out, I made a tweet that was like, it was so ignorant. I made a tweet basically saying like, yeah, you can eat me, but then once I realized how serious it was, I said, let me delete this. I thought it was a joke. Thought it was a little jokey. Didn't know it was serious.
Yeah. But even if the scene like where he takes the tenderizing hammer and bashes the guy, even though it was pretty not, you can see how fake it was, but I like that because it almost made me think of the old movies from like the 80s and stuff where the practical effects weren't to the standard today, so it kind of had that throwback feel to it, which I enjoyed.
And I appreciate that about this because I couldn't stomach Hostel.
It
hurt
was
my
too
stomach. The gore and the scenario, it just felt like I could never travel because this is absolutely gonna happen to me. But this
would have absolutely happened to me, man. If I was...
But I feel like I'm never gonna be in a Black Friday scenario fighting over a microwave and stuff. So I'm
was it a microwave or was it a what was it they were giving away to the first 100 customers for free? Wasn't it a waffle maker?
Waffle iron, right? Yeah, it was
Waffle iron, yeah.
something that people don't even
Oh,
want to use. I love them, but
maybe that's why I made waffles for the first time the other day.
It
Subliminally, I had that
subconsciously, yeah.
fuck from that. Yeah, subconsciously from the fucking Thanksgiving movie. So I made
Yeah.
homemade waffles for the first time over the weekend.
Yeah,
So
and you crisped them up real good,
yeah,
like the
but
girl in the movie.
it's the old school ones. Like I'd rather get the
The
Belgian
iron,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, the Belgian one has the deeper pocket kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it turned out all right. I didn't do it right on the first one. It kind of so. Because it says if it's a non-stick one, you don't really have to grease it, but grease it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it won't. But then I didn't realize because it was my stepmother that gave it to me, so I don't know how it worked, right? So then the light came on. I was like, okay, that means it's hot enough. So I put my stuff and closed it, and I didn't realize it's like a toaster. The light will turn off. It's set on a timer. So then I was like, I saw it like kind of the steam and smoking and stuff, and I go to, but it wasn't cooked enough, so it kind of split in two.
Mm.
So I had like the top had a thin layer that got super. So I was like, I fucked up the first one. Then as I'm trying to do stuff, I hear click and the light went off. I was like, oh. So then all the other ones turned out all right. But I did put too much batter in the first two, so that made a huge mess. But I've got it down now.
Mess up the first couple ones.
Yeah.
Damn it, Joe.
I've got it down now though. Then we got like at the supermarket, there's a company that makes like fried chicken that's super crispy. So I went and picked up a few pieces of that, made some guac, made a chili maple syrup to go on the top, and it was really good.
I've always wanted to try hot honey, but I'm allergic to honey.
Ooh, hot honey is dope. I've never had spicy maple syrup, but hot honey is good. On chicken too. Like if you get it on,
imagine it tastes good. That's why I'm always angry because I see other people eating it and I'm like, must be nice.
Yeah.
The way my throat would close.
You're allergic to honey.
I'm allergic to honey.
What is it? Is it like the
raw
pollen?
honey? I can eat honey flavored stuff, but I can't eat raw honey.
Okay. Like maple syrup. Have you tried maple syrup? Are you all right there?
I can have syrup, but I just get the generic syrup. But it's something about raw honey. I can't do it. If it's like if you add it to something, I can't eat it either. So like a barbecue sauce, a fresh made barbecue sauce with honey, I can't do it. So I usually stay away from barbecue sauces if I'm going somewhere new.
Yeah.
And it was something that developed. When I was a kid, I ate honey all the time. But
well, they say it can happen, right? What else did I watch? Oh, did you end up watching Violent Night, Johnny?
No, because you never said when we were going to do the episode. I was going to watch it before we did that, and I meant to, but like I just
I rewatched it.
It's on Max, so I could watch it anytime. I was just waiting to say when.
They're doing a sequel I saw.
Are they?
Yeah, it's called Peaceful Morning. I'm just kidding.
You got me excited for a second there.
Well,
that's why I was going to ask I was going to ask you if it was a prequel, because if you said prequel, then I would have been like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
That it could work either way, as a prequel or a sequel. Because
a sequel
after a night of violence, it's quiet.
A sequel I'd be less stoked for, but a prequel I'd definitely be stoked for, like how he became Saint Nick.
Oh, okay, I know which movie you're talking about now.
Yeah, like because he's a Viking, right? And he became Santa Claus, so it'd be cool how he went from like the Viking days and became Santa Claus and all that shit. So that'd be a cool movie.
Kind of like Klaus by Grant Morrison.
Yeah, it would be like that kind of. That's a book I should have probably reread over the holidays.
We did it last year. I mean,
yeah, we did it last year, or the year before, I think. Our first year, I think we were doing the Pink Buzz. We did. We covered Klaus on our Christmas.
I did read The Deviant, which is.
Yeah, I saw you posted about it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, that's Tinian, right?
Yeah.
Who's the artist on that?
Joshua Hickson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna do the challenge, the one book a day.
Yeah, on Threads.
Oh, that's a Threads thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it on anywhere else.
Okay,
Threads is connected to Instagram, so I can always just add it to my story. But it's good. I'm just gonna do it on Threads.
Yeah. So what were your 2 books so far? Or yeah,
I haven't read
3.
one today yet. I have time.
Oh, there you go.
Better get
Mm.
to it, homie.
Yeah.
But speaking of giving people gifts, Saltburn, the gift that keeps giving.
Oh yeah, I watched that yesterday actually.
When I say I like weird movies, Joe, that's what I mean.
But you know what? I was watching this and like this movie's got like Oscar buzz, right?
I think
Isn't it?
I'm
Aren't
not sure. I
people
know
saying
there's
it's going to be like kind of in the talks for anyway? I've seen a lot of people post about this movie, so I was like, and I saw it pop up because it's on. If you have Prime, you can watch
Yeah.
it there. So I was like, oh, I saw it a few times, and at first I thought it was a series for some reason when I first saw it, and then I saw a bunch of people posting about it and started watching it. And Pat's like, I was like, oh, I think some people are talking like this will probably be one of the like Oscar type things. So she's like, oh, so it's going to be a boring movie.
Well,
I was like, possibly. She's like, usually Oscar movies are always boring. I was like, yeah, possibly. But I was like, and then we're watching it. She's like, God damn it, this is like every other movie we've ever seen before. Because it is like a Frankenstein's monster of a lot of movies or
yeah.
shows, or like they definitely touch on the what do you call it? Not outcast. What's the word I'm looking for? A person that doesn't fit in,
Misfit.
like a misfit who gets.
Outcast. You had the right word.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
The outcast, like where the popular guy brings them in, and like then is it just to like a Carrie type scenario where they make fun, just to pull the rug from under them, right? But then it switches to the shy, weird person that you think is harmless ends up being the most dangerous person in the world, right? Then it switches, so it's really like a Frankenstein. Like I think the director just took a bunch of their favorite things and wrote a story where it all intertwined perfectly together because the story does fit. Like it switches, and it's
Mhm.
interesting how they intertwined all those different like move types of, because it's almost like it's 4 or 5 different movies
Mhm. I
like
like that it felt like
intertwined into one.
it felt like a period piece because I do think it was
Mm-hmm.
like it was a twist on Oliver Twist to say.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like the commentary on like the bourgeois
Mm.
and all of that. So I that's why I really liked it, because it was like a two-way game of chess where everybody thinks that their pieces are advancing on the board, but everybody's losing.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
will say that I every 5 minutes I was like, this is awful. I love it. Like this is awful. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
it's kind of got
unfortunately, we have a mutual friend who didn't realize what it was about and watched it with their mother.
Tara watched it with her mom. Did she turn it off at the scene where
No,
he
and so I
hits on the sister?
rewatched it with her, and we're watching it, and every 5 minutes I said, "Tara, your mom saw this." She's like, "Okay, I get it." And I'm like,
You're
"Tara,
like,
your mother."
you're lucky I'm a vampire.
She was like, she nodded off. She nodded off. I said, I bet she didn't. She just didn't
Yeah.
want to talk about it with you.
Yeah. It was all right. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But I'd like to see him play a different role. He always plays that weirdo, like a weird.
Well, he does look like a 16-year-old, 50-year-old, so it's like
He
I
does.
feel
He's like that. Yeah.
it keeps
I
switching.
wonder.
I'm like, do I find you am I attracted to you or no? I can't tell.
Yeah. He's a man child.
Yes, and
Uh,
Jacob Elordi's eyebrow ring. I wanted to rip it out. I said
well, he did
stop,
take
but
it out once he went home, right? Because his
yeah,
mother
but
didn't accept it.
I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
was. But it's supposed to be 2006. But even then, eyebrow rings were kind of out by 2006. So.
And that's what I love. I love that it felt like very early British, like, and then all of a sudden you'll see like something from modern time. You're like, oh, this is not that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the party was really cool. I really liked the party scene because it just felt like very like Romeo and Juliet, the movie,
Yeah.
the Leonardo DiCaprio one.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
really
for
like
sure.
that.
They got him by a fish tank. If you're hanging out by a fish tank.
Well, it's like a costume party, right? So everyone's all
Mhm.
dressed up. That's why, like,
But
everyone's
like
got these
barely dressed up.
extravagant.
Yeah, it's either
Yeah,
all
like
the way or it's
high
like
fashion.
yeah.
It's like high fashion masquerade right? Like,
Yeah. There's
So you
people
said
were
it's a vampire movie? You said, Joe?
no, no, no.
Well, it could
If you watch it,
for
there's a line where
some.
anyway, I could spoil it. I could be like, spoilers, everyone, if you want me to spoil it. I could go into detail if you want.
We got the spoiler kings here, so
You want me? I could tell you all about it.
I-
You want to know or don't you?
is it a pro? Would I like you to talk about it on air? Does it go like?
You're more prudish than I thought you were, so probably not.
Well, what
Now
about
that I know
what
you,
about the dirt scene? Can you spoil that one?
I think that's worse than the other one.
Well, I guess. Well,
Because I've been in this situation before with the other
where
scenarios.
as
So
the in the grave or as the
no,
person above
like
ground?
the angel kiss. You know what an angel kiss
Oh
is,
yes,
Johnny?
and I thought you meant
No.
the grave scene. I
Oh.
thought you said I've been in that situation.
No, I haven't been in that
You
situation.
said, Joe, you're going to jail. This is an
That's
admission of
that's
guilt.
where Pat. We're watching. He's like, he's gonna do it, isn't he? I was
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And the dance scene, the choreographer deserves a nomination because that was beautiful. I said, why is this such a really nice scene? Really, really well thought out. It's like it's
Yeah.
telling a story, and it was
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah. Now, overall, it was a decent movie. Like, yeah. I'd give it like maybe. I don't like rating things, but like probably an 8 on 10, something like that. 8.5.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. 8 point. Yeah. It wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen.
No,
but from what
but
I've
definitely
seen from
worth your
last
time.
year, yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
definitely
nice
worth your
show.
time. Yeah, because that falls right on the cusp of 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right at the end. Like, because that came out, what, about 2-3 weeks ago?
On Prime, but it was in theaters over
Okay.
Christmas, I think.
A bit. Oh, from last year.
No, from this year, from like
Oh, okay.
December.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I forget how we're only in the beginning of January. It already feels mid-January to me. My apologies.
Yeah. So it's only been out for a couple weeks then, 2-3 weeks at the most.
I hadn't even heard of it. Saltburn, you said it's called?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's worth watching. Yeah.
Alone. Not. Don't
What about
invite
with
your.
my cats? Can my cats?
Well, 2 out of 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any bestiality in it.
But there is a lapping scene. You know how cats drink.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's very.
It might trigger their thirst. I
So
hope
do you
not.
think it? Do you
Guys are
think
terrible.
everything? Do you think there's anything left in the bottom of the tub?
You know what? I don't know if I imagined the sound or if it was actually in the movie, but I swear I heard like a sucking from the tube, like from the pipe. Like he's getting every job.
How do you think they brought in like a brand new tub from the hardware store and like, or do you think they used an older tub? Because there's no way you could completely get an old tub clean like that to be able to do that.
They probably cleaned it out as good as possible, and they were like, "Dude, you're getting $5,000." They probably gave a monetary enticement to make him do it. That's usually how they get people to do problematic scenes. Like that's how they got
$5,000.
Tony Todd to get stung by bees in Candyman. Like they paid that dude, I think, $2,000 a bee sting, and he got stung like 48 times. So he got like a.
Ooh,
But
that would be my girl moment. I'd be dead. Deceased.
So like
My girl. That's a good callback. That's an old one.
So, like, I don't know about, like, going some Joe Rogan Fear Factor shit, like licking a bathtub, but, like, they probably gave the person a good payday, and they cleaned it really well before making them do it. Like,
I feel like that, and you know what's wild about that is that was the least offensive scene in the whole movie. But when it happened, I was sure that this was it. I said,
Yeah,
ew.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like,
I said,
oh man, they're going there.
This has to be the most what the F thing that I've seen in recent times. And then it just kept up in the ante.
No, I'd rather be the vampire than the tub.
What would I do?
I could do that way easier than the tub thing, for
I
sure.
guess as a person who is married, I hate to say it, I probably already know the taste of the tub versus the vampire scene. So
Yeah, but you got to think, it's not. Was it his own personal bathroom, or did multiple people use that tub?
I don't think he cares.
That's true. He was after everyone. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
sure he wanted a mixture of skin types in there. All kinds of particles.
Yeah. So anyway, Johnny, you can Google Angel Kiss, and then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. The vampire.
I didn't know that had a name, but as soon as you said it, I said, Makes sense.
A girl had told me what it was called. I don't know if she was just bullshitting, but from what I was told, it's called an angel kiss. You want me to tell you what an angel kiss is, Johnny?
I'm looking it up, sir.
He's on Urban Dictionary.
Okay. Okay, there's this stork bite. That's a birthmark. The angel kiss. Like, I'm not seeing anything come up for like a.
A sexual thing?
No, not really.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. An angel kiss is
He wanted to so bad this whole time.
angel kiss is going down on a girl when she's on her period.
Oh,
So
that's
performing
that's
fellatio.
Red Wings, dude. Red Wings.
Oh, Red
No.
Wings?
Red Wings.
Okay. That's
Okay.
another term for it, because the girl called it an angel kiss.
Yeah,
So I
just
guess
wanted
Red
to
Wings
sound
is another one?
famous.
Okay.
yeah, rooting for Detroit, man. You get the Red Wings.
Anyway, there's a scene.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Cause I get it. The shape. Okay. The thigh shape. Okay. Don't want to get too specific, but I'm sure we all know what menstruation is.
What issue of that was the boys where Wee Huey like got that and was walking out with the butcher. And they didn't do it in the show, which pissed me off because it was like the best thing that happened in the comic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what
issue 8, something like that. It was the first time he hooked up a Starlight.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now it's kind of coming back to me now. Yeah.
That's
she was all
you're like,
super
oh, it is
embarrassed.
more common than we thought.
Derek Robertson looking more like Ronald McDonald. He kind of had a red nose and kind of like a clown smile the way Huey looked.
Hey,
if you like, oh man,
it's happened to me.
That's why the comic is so much better than the show. I don't care what anybody tries to.
Oh no, it's fantastic, and Herogasm 2 is just. I appreciate what they did do for the show, that they even attempted anything close to it.
Oh, is that what Generation V was supposed to be? Was Herogasm basically?
No. I think
it
happened in season 3, right?
Yeah, the last season that just went by, where they have the big battle. I think that was at the mansion before the battle. They're having the orgy. Yeah, I think that's what
they definitely tamed it back and didn't do the full island.
So the show's over.
The island. No.
Okay.
No, not yet. Yeah.
You
haven't watched the 3rd season?
No, I couldn't make it finish season 2 really. Like I'll try it again.
Yeah.
I'm always late to it. Like I didn't watch season 2 until season 3 came out.
I really hate what they did to some of the characters in season 2, man. It really irked me. I love the casting. I like a lot of the writing, but like some of the shit they do with at least the main cast, it infuriates me. You know, like how Spanky was going off about Resident Alien. Like that's how I am about the boys, man. Pretty much.
Yeah. So Saltburn, definitely go watch it, Johnny. I think you'll find it. It's disturbingly weird, you know.
It's British, you guys said, right? So it's gonna. So there's at least there's going to be some wit to the grossness. I at least know that going into.
Oh yes, it's very much like I was saying earlier. It's very much like a critique on classism and the bourgeois. But is it really because you're kind of discovering things about all the characters, and it's like, where would you place them on that totem in actuality?
Well, that's kind of the only reason I am going to be watching it, because you guys did say it was British. If it was an American movie, kind of about the shit you guys are talking about, I'd probably skip it. But because I tried watching Euphoria, not for me. But like,
it's definitely not that vibe at all.
I've never watched Euphoria, so I couldn't second that.
It kind of sounds like the movie you guys were talking about, but like not as fun, like no fun at all. Like if you just like put all that gross stuff into just being depressing, like that's kind of. Yeah. Hello, Naughty Things. How are you doing? Want to hop on here? Like,
yeah.
Again, so Leah could hop on. If she wants to hop on, I'll put the link in the chat right now.
I don't know.
Feel free to. But yeah, so I mean, you can watch it if you have a subscription to Prime. You can watch it for free. It's definitely worth your time. You know, I don't know if I'd recommend people go to a theater. It's a great first date movie.
Yes.
A great first date movie.
And look, I know my husband wouldn't watch it, so I was like describing to him every scene, just the bad ones, and he just looked at me. You sit over there and watch stuff like that, but then when I be saying stuff, he'd be looking at me crazy, and it's like I'm like, you're talking about, because he's been watching what's that anime? Goblin something.
Goblin.
These goblins are like kind of rapey, And he's like telling me about this, and I'm like, "You be watching that?" And he's just looking at me. That is not the same thing. I said, "Okay." Yeah, it's like a anime that's like going on right now. Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer. I
Oh,
haven't heard of it.
Demon Slayer, no?
No.
I'm just kidding. Is it called Goblin Slayer? Yeah, it is called Goblin Slayer.
There's a Goblin Slayer and a Demon Slayer. They're getting really original with their titles.
Well, Demon Slayer wasn't a very original title to begin with. I remember when everybody was telling me, like, read it, it's so amazing. I'm like, kind of sounds to each their own. Like, Big Mikey tried to get me into that. I got the first couple Tokuban. Like, it was just shonen shit to me, man. So, but like a lot of
That's basically what it
like,
is, no?
Well, but like they were saying that like it's so amazing, and it was just shonen anime, manga. I haven't watched the anime. Maybe the anime is better. I'd like a banana.
Oh, I guess the lure for it is that the first season was in 2018, and they just now did season 2.
Oh,
in
they Attack on
October.
Titan did. I got you. They did the whole like 5 years between
Yeah.
season 2.
So he's telling me all of this stuff, and I'm just like, whoa, that sounds wild. And then I tell him a little bit of the Saltburn stuff, and he's looking at me like he's gonna take the kids. That's what you were watching over there, and I was like, the kids aren't in here.
What would you do if like you were out on a first date with the dude and he brought you to see that?
I honestly would be like, you read my mind. I remember this one guy. I thought it would be funny to be like,
You're a weirdo.
Yeah, I remember I went on a first date with this one guy, and I thought it would be funny to be like, I really want to see High School Musical 3, because I was the only one that went to theaters. And so we went to see it, and we never went on a second date.
Dude, the funniest thing, something weird like that happened to me. It wasn't High School the Musical, but like me and my friend Jaime, we went to the movies for my birthday. I hella wanted to see Hollow Man, and we went and saw that, and I hate it. It was one of the worst films I ever saw. And then he wanted to see Art of War with Wesley Snipes, and it was pretty bad. And then like at the end of the night, like Bring It On had just come out. It was the big movie out, and we were like, "You want to go see it?" And I was like, "Fuck it. There's no way it could be worse than what we went and saw." We went and saw Bring It On. It was like
the best thing you've ever seen.
It was a good fucking movie.
Yep.
Not that it was better than the 2 movies we went and subsequently watched to try to be mad. You know what I mean? And yeah,
I still know all the cheers. That's the
cheerleading one where it's
Kirsten Dunst and Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
Bring It On. Oh, it's already been brought. Yeah, that one.
Look, future phono episode right there, and then you guys can redo the cheers. We can be the Clovers and
yeah.
That's segregation though if we do that.
What else did I? Oh, I rewatched the first Deadpool.
Okay.
Because I like that movie, so I was just going through. So, Roger Rabbit. I rewatched Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I rewatched The Truman Show for the first time since I saw it when I was a kid, and I was like, "This is a fantastic movie." And I hate that I like, you know how I watch movies in the middle of the night on my phone. I upgraded to my Switch, and so I'm watching it on my Switch in the middle of the night, and I was like, wow, this is probably like not a movie you want to watch in the middle of the night and disassociate and not be able to sleep. But I loved it. Like, definitely one of my favorite movies.
Is that the one with Jim Carrey or the one with Owen Wilson?
Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I hate to be controversial, but I did watch the new Chappelle, and it was classic Chappelle show style.
It was good?
Good, yeah.
Oh, he actually
I don't give a shit what anyone says. I enjoy his comedies.
Yeah,
he actually jokes. He didn't just stand up there and whine about shit like
no,
that.
So he didn't do the cigarette shtick until the last joke, but the whole rest of it was giving Chappelle show. Like, it was very classic. You know, the monologues he would do at the beginning of the show, it was giving that vibe. And like all the jokes landed. He did a bit about Will Smith and Chris Rock that was hilarious. Probably the only take I could stomach about the situation.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I said, oh, this is his contractual one special a year to Netflix situation, but it was actually really good. I will say I watched the Chris Rock and Kevin Hart special, and I'm not a fan of Chris Rock personally, and I don't care for Kevin Hart lately because all of his stand-up is the same. So it was kind of a miss for me. But like, I know my husband, he was so over me because the whole time I'm like, whatever, just making noises. That wasn't even funny.
but he enjoyed it.
He likes Chris Rock. I don't like him. That's where that's one place in our relationship where we just don't talk about it because I'm very passionately don't like him. So
One thing that bugs me about Chris Rock's stand-up is he tries to get all serious in points. He'll be telling jokes and in the middle he'll start talking about how his dad got cancer and shit. It's like, dude, this is a comedy show.
Yeah. And I try to separate like
I don't like when people get all serious in their
people's
comments.
art and stuff, but he's just a hypocrite. He's such a hypocrite. And then the whole, rape stuff is like, oh, like you're gross, like literally a gross person, but whatever. Who in Hollywood doesn't have their hands dirty in something? But I just think that like for him to cry autism after everything that happened, I felt like
a cop out.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what Chappelle said about it was funny, so I do suggest.
I'll check the Chappelle out. I wanted to watch it. I just hadn't gotten around to it because it popped up. Right, it just dropped like what this past
New
week.
Year's Eve, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw it pop up as one of the big new releases on Netflix, so I just haven't gotten around to watching it. Definitely put that on my things to watch maybe tomorrow.
Like it felt like when he used to be silly, it was silly. And then he gets serious at the end a little bit, but only for like one joke.
What else did I watch? I started watching Monarch. I think I'm 5 episodes in.
That's where I quit watching. My God, I hate the kids in that show. Like it was just about like Kurt Russell and the French girl, maybe.
Oh, Monarch. Okay.
Yeah, not bad though. The effects are pretty solid. I found for the monsters and everything. Not bad.
A few times the monsters show up, it is impressive, man. But oh my God. Like the main girl, like I don't want to get all goose with it, but she is just so selfish. She bugs the hell out of me, man.
Which one? The Oklahoma girl? Or where's she from?
She's from San Francisco, right?
Well, the one is they're both. There's 2 American girls.
The one that's right? The sister, the one that went to Japan and met the brother.
Okay, yeah, the one who has trauma from the initial attack on San Francisco.
Now that cracks me up though. She gets off the bus and then Godzilla eats the rest of the kids. Oh man, like I feel bad. Like it's bad for me to laugh, but like oh man, when I saw that scene, I laughed. I was like, man, that's ironic as hell.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed it. I thought so far it's been good. I haven't continued from episode 5 yet. That's one I was watching without Pat because I don't think she's that into the whole Godzilla monster thing. So I've been sneaking episodes in here and there when I have an hour to kill when I'm cooking, shit like that. So,
like, I kind of like the stuff that, like, in the flashbacks, like with Wyatt Russell, and like when they're like first discovering the monsters. That's kind of like the fun part of the show, in my opinion. I kind of maybe like wish they'd spend more time with that side of it.
And I really like that they cast Wyatt to play like Kurt Russell. Like his father is him old and he's the young version. I like that. That's pretty cool.
The only problem is this Wyatt's like way taller than Kurt ever was, like way lankier, but like it's all good.
But you shrink as you get older though, that's a fact.
Significantly.
Osteoporosis. Take your Boniva, otherwise you'll end up short like Kurt Russell.
But the weak sauce was when he escapes from the retreat, whatever it's called.
The old folks' home place.
Yeah, where those posts come out of the ground, but in the back garden they don't have them for that entrance. Like, come on. Any place that there's a gate to go through, you'll have those posts that come out in case of an emergency, right? They wouldn't just have it at the main entrance.
It's the secret back entrance, though. Like no one's supposed to know about it.
Yeah, except for Kurt Russell.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't fit through them before.
Yeah. He was too tall. He kept hitting his head. Oh, my forehead. Damn it.
You end up checking out any season 2 of What If, Joe? Did you get to see the...
I finished. I finished the first season. I was like, okay, they tied the last episodes, like tying it all together from all the other episodes, kind of where the what ifs come together to overtake the Watcher or some shit like that. I was like, but like I said, it's because I'd like it if they introduced newer characters that aren't already part of the MCU, or like maybe that have been outside of the MCU, but now that they own it, like maybe let's do something new with them. And you could have done a what if there, like why not introduce some X-Men or Ghost Rider or
Mm.
it's all like Avengers shit and all what the movies have already come out. So I'm like, it's like Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, I've had enough of Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Give me like do a Wolverine one or like bring in something fresh. But it's like I get it because it's not aimed at comic readers, it's aimed at the people who watch the movies. So
Yeah, it's based off the MCU. It's not like
yeah. Yeah, but I read the comics, right? So I'm thinking,
well, they're not going to introduce Wolverine in the cartoon. Like they haven't cast him yet, and like that's going to be a big unveiling.
but I mean, it's not all the same actors that voice the characters either. Most of them do come back, but they did have to get other actors to voice some of them. So
Yeah, Kahori. Yeah, in season 2, yeah, that episode with the Native Americans was really cool, but it's like what if the Tesseract got taken from Odin and put in like this pool. It's a pretty cool episode. Like that's what Jason Entertainment was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I got through I finished the first season, so I did get through the first season, and it's okay. I mean,
well, I was just
not
brought it up because there was a really cool Christmas special. There was it was kind of like a Die Hard episode. Like Happy
okay.
had to like, defend the Avengers Tower from Justin Hammer, and they actually got Sam Rockwell back to do Justin Hammer's voice and shit. It was a really good episode. Like if you wanted another like really fun Marvel thing to watch for Christmas, like.
Yeah, well, you said it was good, so that's why if I wasn't going to finish the first season, but you said season 2 was really good, so I went back.
It's like
I watched half.
It's like season 1. It's a mixed bag. There's some really good episodes. There's some that are kind of iffy. Like I liked season 1. I really liked the What If T'Challa was Star-Lord, and there was a couple really really solid episodes in season 1. And season 2 is the same. I think season 2 is a little stronger. I think only the second episode, the one where Peter Quill came to Earth as a kid, and like in the 80s, like it was okay, but like it wasn't amazing. But I don't know. I thought season 2 was pretty cool. I don't know. I think What If's like definitely the best thing that they put out like this year. Or aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, my bad.
Well, I'm ready to queue up the second season because I finished the first one. So, and it's not horrible. It just wasn't. It's not for me, right? Because like I told you, I'm not a big Avengers fan. So all those characters are okay for me, but I'm not crazy about them. So you're doing What Ifs with characters like so.
Yeah, it is kind of messed up. I was hoping like in season 2 they'd bring out Moon Knight and a couple of people that they did shows with, like maybe do some more stuff with Miss Marvel, and they didn't. That's kind of
now they own all the properties back from the Netflix series. So they could have done Daredevil, they could have done Jessica Jones, they could have but they're sticking to like the big movies. They're not introducing any characters really from the shows or anything.
Aren't
so
they
it's like okay, we get it.
Aliens What If comic book coming up, aren't they?
Oh yeah. That would have been
I
would have like if you would have told me there was a What If and they introduced like aliens and Predator into it.
Yeah.
Like let's say now Wolverine, right? Isn't there the one where Wolverine fights the Predator?
There should be. Like I don't.
Well, I think there's one coming out, right? Wolverine's going to be fighting Predator. I don't know if they're making it into the regular series or they're making it a mini series, but I think it's back in Weapon X time, from what I heard, when Wolverine goes out in the woods and he's got all the gear.
So he's going to be running around.
Supposedly he runs into a Predator out there and they fight or some shit. I think that's what I heard. I'm not sure if that's. I don't know if I dreamt that or if it's if I dreamt it or if it's something I heard somewhere on the internet. But yeah.
Yeah, that would be great, man. A Barry Windsor Smith like inspired Wolverine versus one thing that I wanted to see, and it was when Marvel first got a hold of the Fox properties, they did a bunch of alien covers, and there's one that had like an alien sneaking up on Daredevil, and I always thought that would be a kind of a fun like what if
because of his powers. Yeah,
I would like to see how Daredevil would fight a Xenomorph. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's actually Paul Reiser writing what happened to Burke.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
And they actually got Paul Reiser to write it.
Yeah, and his son is on it too.
And Paul Reiser is actually the actor that played him.
Yeah, that played him.
Because I mean, they have so many properties now. Disney, they own. The problem now is they own too many properties that they're not putting anything out because you can only put out so much content,
Or
right?
they're putting stuff out and they're not acknowledging it, because those Disney villain comics last year were actually really well done. The Mufasa one, or not Mufasa, the Scar one was
Yeah, yeah.
excellent. It was
That's
excellent.
through Dynamite, right?
Yeah, and it's a shame that they didn't really put any, like, I think Gargoyles is going on like number 11 or something like that. Like, they're actually
Mhm,
pretty well written for what they are compared
mhm.
to the Disney comics that came out when I was a kid. But even then, like, I love the Hunchback of Notre Dame comic book. Like, that's something I cherish, but the
And
Scar one was particularly really well done.
and you know what they should do? Like, let's say they do a what if,
Mhm.
and at the end of the episode, do like put one of those QR codes,
Mhm.
scan it, and give people a free fucking digital comic or something. I don't know. Like, I find they're dropping the ball. They have all these.
That would be something for Disney with all of their money to do.
Yeah, because comics cost them fucking bubkiss, right? Especially a digital
Yes,
comic that
literally.
you scan. It's pennies for them on
Mhm.
the dot, like not even pennies on the dollar, like micro. Anyway,
And that
and
would be a way to get people to subscribe to their subscription digital service too with the comics.
mm, yeah,
Especially,
like a little bonus for people watching the episodes. Like instead of doing those after credit scenes, give a fucking QR code and let you scan it and give you a free comic instead to read or something. I don't know. I find their MCU and the comics are so detached from one another now. Like they've gone so
yeah.
far away from the comics now. It seems like two completely, like the characters like aren't even the same anymore. Like
Yeah, unless it's a movie tie-in. That's the only time I
mm,
know if something's gonna match up, is if I see something about to drop and it's relatively in the window of like an
mm,
announced IP, then I'm like, oh, yeah, you're trying to cash in on that real quick before.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. And I think that's just they've got too much stuff to try to, like, fuck. They have all the X-Men. Like before, you had like Fox competing with Disney, right? So they're putting out movies simultaneously. So you're getting X-Men stuff and the MCU stuff, and now they own everything, right? Like how long how long ago did they buy Fox? Now during the
Okay.
pandemic, like it's been 3 years now they've had it,
And you know what though? I also
and
feel like
they haven't announced anything. Like let
That's
alone they
dude.
haven't
X-Men 96, they got a bunch of shit coming out next year.
cartoon.
movies.
Yeah,
Like,
Deadpool 3, they got X-Men
well,
97, they got
Deadpool was already kind of in the works, right? We already knew there was a third one coming out, but
X-Men
yeah,
97, that's a cartoon though, isn't it?
yeah, but I mean it's them
yeah,
acknowledging the
I
X-Men.
feel like they're at a time right now where they like you said, they own so many stuff, and I feel like enough time has passed where I wouldn't mind like a whole universe reboot so everything's on the same page, at least in
mm,
one series, or one line of books, because right now if you ask me, I'm like, I don't know, like Moon Knight is about to get resurrected or something like next month, and then
Oh,
there's
it's going to be a different guy. It's not going to be Mark Spector
okay.
anymore.
See, but this is what I'm saying. Like there's I don't know. Like I couldn't tell, and then like with Daredevil and Elektra, and I just feel like there is a place right now for one like like complete reboot of all, like one line, if
ha,
they were going to do it.
did
Well,
they ever do a what if back in the day if Elektra became Daredevil?
yeah, and then Chip Zdarsky wrote it in the
Yeah,
comics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did that like comic go up in value at all after she actually became Daredevil? I'm curious that what if comic is it if it gained any value from the Zdarsky run. Hmm.
Are comics a thing? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
The
barely.
thing
Comic
is, in the
Barely.
comics, everything is one line, but like the
Yeah.
movies don't line up with it. It is two different things, but it kind of always has. I don't think that the movies have ever
No,
really
but
lined
even in
up
the
with the
comics, like
comics.
I could probably get back into Marvel if I had like a brand new zero starting point that would involve the whole universe. That would be exciting for me, because I feel like the last time that happened, I didn't care. So this is just specifically for me. Thank you. Cater to my needs, and because the last time it
Yeah,
happened, I didn't care. Wasn't paying
I,
attention.
Well, the
my
last time
problem.
it wasn't very interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I just don't like the fucking like the crossovers. There's too many of them, and it
yeah,
just
the
kills it
events.
for me.
That's
Yeah,
that's
the event.
Hmm.
that's the reason why I can't get into Marvel, because like every half a year, everything that you're reading is going to have to stop, and they're all going to have to team up
Yeah.
and fight whatever fart knockers doing whatever and opening sky portals, and it's like it completely derails the regular books because like you're
Yeah,
you're
because I have a favorite book, and like you said, it derails it for me, and then it kills the momentum of the book that it had, and like that, like I was into it, and that's why. Fuck
I
it.
do like a mini though, a weird ass mini. Like I love Spider Shadow. I love that mini, and I love
Mm.
like Life Story. I love the Life Story ones,
Yeah, like a crossover maybe between
yeah.
two titles, like
Mm-hmm.
where like, oh, that character's involved, so you do a mini crossover. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
say we were reading Ruka's Punisher, and
Yeah.
you had a crossover into Daredevil, right? So you had like a 2-3 issue, like you said, a mini crossover, because that one character's in the story, and
Yeah. Because Fantastic
that
Four
that
and
I can handle.
Spider-Man, Spider Shadow, I thought that
Yeah,
was excellently handled. That's one of my
yeah,
favorite Spider-Man
yeah.
stories.
That I can handle, but like Johnny said, these big fucking events where
yeah, like when
it's 20 issues running through like half the titles through the Marvel universe. It's like,
Because once they
it's
got
too
to
much.
like Civil War 3, I was like, well, how many
yeah.
more do we have left in us?
Well, the problem
I'm
is
getting weary.
the problem is like they're being editorially mandated. Like even writers didn't want to
Mhm.
do them. I remember I was really into the Marvel Now stuff, and Hickman was writing the hell out of the Avengers, dude. And then out of nowhere, like what's his name, Jason Aaron had to write Original Sin, completely derailed everything that was even going on with Hickman's Avengers. And by the time that event came back, like they were completely different teams, they were completely different books. It didn't just derail it; it completely just
Yeah,
gutted it and brought it back a mutilated corpse. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
there was no need for Original Sin is like one of the worst events that ever happened, anyways. Man, it didn't need to. They didn't need to do it. Like Secret Wars was
yeah,
coming up. Everybody was hyped for Secret Wars. They didn't need that event before Secret Wars. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just too much now. I find way too much. Now
Now
that
I
we're
did
talking,
get into Dark
yep.
Spaces Dungeon.
What's that?
That's the
Scott Snyder,
yeah, and Hayden Sherman. They're
Oh, okay.
their little anthology series they got.
this was probably my favorite one since the fire one. I forget the name of it. That one was fantastic, beginning to
Hot
end.
Places, right?
Man, it's right there. I loved it, and I'm mad that I can't remember it right now. But the dungeon, I think it only has 2 issues out, maybe 3, but I think 2. But man, this one is really good. It's about like a serial killer who like would kidnap people and put them in these like chambers in underground. But the chamber was like one person size, like a body shaped thing, and keep them in there and like torture them over time.
Hmm.
But it's like about this one guy who escaped, and now he's a detective, and they have their first lead on the guy ever.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting in that way, in the serial killer way. Uh,
So
You
did you
like
guys?
your serial killers?
yeah, yeah. You know, I'm a fan of Date. You know what? I was so tired of rewatching all the same murder stories on Dateline in 2020 that I
Yeah.
started watching the first 48 this year. And that sounds awful, I know. But 48 or is it 48 hours? The first 48? No, 48 hours is the one that's not time constricted. But 48 hours, I started watching that on Paramount because I was like, at least you're telling like stories I haven't heard. Like Dateline in 2020 will tell you the same story over and over again. It's like I already get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Um but yeah, I was at a deficit. And but I stopped listening to as many true crime podcasts. So I feel like it's fair, like it's balance. It's all
There
about
you go.
balance.
See, we were talking about comics. So Johnny recommended this, so I ordered it. I found a used copy. I was gonna start reading this over the holidays, but before this came in, I was reading. Oh yeah, got this one. That was Bambi and Her Pink Gun. So Johnny recommended this on one of our episodes like recently, so I ordered it. Found a
Shit.
used copy. Yeah, but before that came in, I was reading this. and I
Okay.
got to the Christmas story in it, so I was like, fuck it. So I kept reading, and now I'm on the New Year's story in it. So the Holiday Joker story and the New Year's one, I just started it. I read the first issue of that arc, so yeah. So it's like, oh, it's coincidentally it falls seasonal, so I was like, oh, I'll keep reading, seeing as how we're in the season. So I read that. I'm about what? Yeah, 400 pages in, maybe a little over a third of the way through, and
I
it's
love
pretty good.
that, man. I love that. Like, aside from those weird kind of like seasonal and like one-off issues, like it's all kind of just about police work, though, man. There's not
Hmm.
really many. Like they do talk about villains, but you just kind of show the mayhem that's left behind them. Like you actually get to see the gore behind like what happens when Mister Freeze's victims thaw out and shit. Like the book is pretty gnarly, man. Like
Yeah,
I
good.
highly recommend like that run. Like I was.
Yeah. And having a team, like I thought maybe it was they alternated between Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka, but some of the stories they co-write together, some they write by themselves, so it's pretty cool. And I love the cast of
Yeah, the
characters. The
rotating.
cop,
Yeah,
the
the two
the banter's great in it. Like it actually makes me laugh sometimes. Some of the great characters.
the
I mean,
secretary, man. She's awesome.
yeah, it's good. Like I mean, it's a fun read. Like definitely great. Like Batman adjacent. Like if you're sick of Batman and like it really digs into Gotham, right?
Well,
Without the Batman, like he's there. He's always in the background because Batman, you know.
it gets into
But
the hard boiled side of it, man. It gets into
yeah.
like the nitty gritty, the cop side. It shows you that there's actually like forms and shit that need to be filled out after Batman and the Joker kill a bunch of people. Like it really kind of shows you like the day in, day out of like what happens after the fight's over. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Oh,
And
cool.
how some of the
It's on Hoopla. I get it right now.
yeah, I gotta sign up now. I can get Hoopla now. I just found out, so I'm gonna sign up to that and see what's available for me around here. Because
If
I
I
don't
had
mind
told
reading
y'all the
digital.
manga I read over the break, I'd get kicked off the show. So let's.
Oh,
Oh yeah, what'd you read?
Nothing appropriate. So we could just keep it
talk
moving.
about we're gonna talk about manga. I read
Manga.
I got the third book for Die
Yes.
Vergelder by
Guess
Hiroki.
what? I bought him. I bought him.
Oh, did you?
And so did Juan. I told Juan, man. He's like, I'm gonna get it. So we'll have to do an episode with Juan on that. Man.
Oh, he just put me onto a book series right now. Actually, like an hour ago. Juniper by Ross Jeffrey. It's like he says it's like a post-apocalyptic, like, well, not post-apocalyptic, but like a town going crazy or something collectively. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I'm gonna just check that out tonight because I was like, that's what I like to hear.
But
Small
yeah, Johnny,
town,
man.
do that in a small town, collectively go insane.
You'll like this, man. It's like a Miike movie
Yeah.
on paper. Like
But how should we break this up? Should we break it up by volume, or would it be easier to talk about all 3 volumes together?
they're pretty thick, but like it's very
Yeah,
action.
400 pages, right? About each.
But like his action scenes are like they're pretty sparse, but when they happen, man, like they're like 60 pages long, and like it's just like like he's really fluid with his action. His action's beautiful. So, but like I'm just saying, like a lot of it's going to be dialogue-less, like fight scenes in it. So
cool.
Man, I'm not sure. Like I just reread all 3 of them, and I think we might be able to do them all in an episode. The only problem is like this book constantly gets pushed back, at least the English translations. So I don't know when the 4th book will even come out, because like
okay, there's supposed to be a 4th volume.
Yeah, no, it does not end. It is ongoing. They introduce new characters and new plot lines in book 3, because I was kind of hoping that he'd be wrapping it up too. Nope. No such luck, because I literally waited about 5 years for this volume to come out. I think.
Oh shit!
Yeah, if you saw in me and Matt King kind of talked about it a little bit in the comments of my post about it, like how long it takes between the Toku bonds coming out in English.
Well, shit, we could have Matt on then if he's read it as well.
I know he's read the first 2. He didn't know 3 had come out yet. So,
well, I haven't read any, and I just got all 3, and so did Juan.
I'm pretty sure.
I think his just came in. I think this week or just before Christmas or something like that.
Matt's a connoisseur of manga. I'm pretty sure like he's a big Hiroki Samura fan. Most people, Hiroki Samura did Blade of the Immortal. That's what he's famous for. So Like this is
Mm.
his
Mhm.
new big action series. He's done a bunch of series after this, but he also likes to do like these slice of life kind of like sex comedy books. He's whatever. I have a couple of them. They're actually pretty funny, so like we're checking out. But like his action stuff's incredible. This one might not be for everybody. There's some kind of like I said, not safe for work stuff in there. Like it gets pretty gnarly, man. Like I said, some Takashi Miike level like gore and violence. I can't believe this book actually runs in a shonen magazine. It is so not shonen. Like I can't see kids going
Oh
from
shit! It's a shonen.
it runs in a shonen magazine in Japan. Where I was like kind of reading about it, and like yeah, it's in a book called Shonen Series.
Shit! I should have checked the site then, because I'm subscribed to the.
It's put out by Kodansha, so you'd have to get the Kodansha app to read it.
Okay. Okay.
That it's available.
What's it called?
Die Vergelder.
Is that on Hoopla too? Because they have the Kodansha.
It should be. Like I know a lot of people that told me that like that I've told to check it out. They found it through their libraries. So like and I'm pretty sure like if it's available through your library, like most people's Hoopla should have it too, right?
Throw it up one more time. The cover.
Yeah, the covers are pretty sweet.
That's what his inside art looks like too, man. It's just not colored.
Yeah. Okay, so Hoopla. I go to the library and get like a library card, and then I subscribe to Hoopla and I put in my library card number,
Well,
and
it
that's how you
depends
subscribe to it.
advanced your library is. You might be able to do that online now.
Yeah.
And you just get your thing, and then if your library has Hoopla, then you just connect it, and then I don't know, it's regional how many borrows you get a month.
Okay.
Because I know some people only get like 5 or 3, but where I'm at, I get 10.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Oh.
Come
And
on,
then what? You get 5 borrows, and then you have to pay after that, or is it just you're at 5 and that's it?
Yeah, that's your cap.
Okay.
But listen, I don't want to say your wife makes an account, let's say, and let's say
Your kid
now you got 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I have 3 kids with library cards, so I have 40, 50 borrows. But maybe I do.
I don't know if I could read that much in a month anyway.
Well, no, it's just, you know what I do though? I'll borrow something and then forget. And then I'm like, no, I have no more borrows.
Yeah, like back when Netflix used to be getting 3 movies in the mail, like I would never send them back. Like
my very first debt I ever had was when I was 18, and it was for that movie May.
Netflix.
Yeah, do you remember that movie May? Like that weird, I don't know, it's like a weird movie. Murdery. I don't know. I know it's on brand. And what was the other movie? I think it was Fight Club or something. But yeah, I definitely. Oh no, the number 23, which is why would I keep that? I don't know why I kept. Well, it's because it's true. Because
Jim Carrey.
yes.
That one. Yeah.
The Joel Schumacher Jim Carrey movie. Yeah.
And you know what? Listen, I used to put numbers together to see if it would make the number 23. And I don't want to say it does, but it kind of does. So we're also talking about stuff we're looking forward to.
Oh yeah, we could get into that now.
Before we get into that though, did anybody get any gifts that they really appreciated for Christmas?
I got the gift of waking up on Christmas morning and watching my kids open their gifts.
Yeah.
And then go back on their tablets and pretend like they didn't get nothing. So beautiful Christmas. Actually, we kept it very minimal this year. And I'm glad we did, because the way my kids are very much just like, as long as we have snacks in the house and the internet's on, they don't care. My kids are very nonchalant. So I got them a bunch of books, FNAF books. And I don't know if you guys know, but like the FNAF series has like 8 million books in different metaverses and stuff. So they love that stuff. So I just got them a bunch of those.
The uncanon stuff and like,
Yes. And so I just got like them a bunch of books, and weirdly they all asked for Play-Doh, and I would never buy Play-Doh before because I refuse. And I tell you why, because this is exactly why. My son, my youngest, he's 6. He came to me and he said, "Mommy, something's wrong." And this was this morning. And I said, "What's wrong?" And he turned around and he pulled out of the butthole part of his sweatpants what I thought was a turd. And he handed it to me and he said, "I accidentally pooped myself." And I screamed and I said, "Get that out of my I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm just kidding. I mixed the Play-Doh together and made it brown. But it's the fact that he clenched it between his butt cheeks to show me that he pooped it out. But it was his sweatpants, so it was like on the outside. Thank God it wasn't on the inside. But and then he's been leaving little turds around the house for us to find. And I'm tired. But yeah, they wanted a Play-Doh kitchen. They got a Play-Doh kitchen, and this is what they do with it. So
yeah, there you go.
You can't have nice things, man.
But yeah, it was a very quiet, very simple Christmas, and I appreciate my kids so much for just being super chill and cheap.
Yeah. See, I didn't get anything big either. I just got like money because I want to get a new computer. So I just told everyone like I don't need anything. I already have too much shit. So just give me money or whatever. And so I'm planning on getting a laptop or something. So I'll just put it towards that. But the gift I got was my sister bought my nephew a basketball hoop. And guess what I had to do on Christmas? Put together that fucking basketball hoop.
Mm.
So that was a fun Christmas.
Is it the kind that takes like sand or water in the bottom?
Yeah, sand in the bottom. And there's so many pieces. I think there's like 8 different bags. There's so many pieces that they have to individually pack each bag with codes on them.
Does he like sports?
He plays basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he's like never touching it.
Got the basketball.
So I was like, I brought a book with me. I was like, I'll relax after we have breakfast and do presents, and I'll just chill out and read. And it's like, oh, it'd be nice. I was like, it's winter. He's not even gonna play it. Like, leave it in the box till spring. I'll come back in spring and put it together.
Not wait till spring.
It's like, fuck. You know, like, anyway. So
spring will get Twitter pated, man.
I was looking forward just to relaxing, just reading, but I didn't even get to do that on Christmas. That's what I was hoping for Christmas afternoon, but it didn't happen.
Well, there's always next Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to tell my sister.
If
Anyway,
you need something assembled, tell me the day before.
yeah, exactly. I'll put it together before. Yeah, exactly. But his birthday's in the summer, like in August. So she should have bought it for him then. Then he could have used it. But anyway.
She's getting him a trampoline. So
for Thanksgiving.
I'll buy him a trampoline and I'll buy him the Thanksgiving movie to go with it.
You can chase him. You can buy the mask.
Yeah, exactly. Merry Christmas.
You got it at a 50% off Black Friday.
Yeah. How about you, Johnny? Did you get anything cool?
Yeah, man. Like I've always loved the movie Short Circuit, and I always wanted a live action figure. This is like it's 400 pieces. I don't know how I'm gonna try to do it where my cats don't see it. That's gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna try to put this together, and when I do, I'm gonna take some pictures and probably put it on Instagram. But yeah, like
so it's a model.
Kind of like it's kind of like a Lego thing.
Okay.
I think his tracks actually work. I think he's actually somewhat movable. Like you can open and close his hands and move his eyebrows and stuff.
Say less because I'm just gonna steal that because that's one of my husband's favorite movies, and his name is also Johnny. So easy.
I always wanted
in February. Thank you. I don't have to think about it now.
There you go. Awesome. That's cool though. I like that movie as well. So that's a cool present.
That's really cool. Yeah. I would have never thought to look for that.
Yeah. Oh, now everything, man, is you can get almost anything now. It's crazy.
My relatives know, like I'm really simple. Like I like you find something I'm sentimental about, like Short Circuit, and like get me something. You can keep me just wowed for years off.
When's the last time you watched that movie?
Oh man, I don't know. Like
does it hold up or?
Last time I watched it, it did. I mean, like, but I'm sentimental as hell. And plus, but like the robot was practical. It was really there and it moved really good.
Yeah, it was actually a robot, right? Not like the one from Deadly Friend.
Well, yeah. Well, it was more capable. It had more parts and stuff. Like there was more hydraulic. So like his movement and stuff. I don't know, like the cheesy humor. Like if you like Steve Guttenberg, like I do, sure. Like, and if you could get past Fisher Stevens' problematic portrayal of a Hindu man, but I don't know, when I was a
But
kid, he was my hero. I love Benjamin Jamatuya. He was half the reason I liked Short Circuit so much. Like
yeah, I don't think I've watched it since I was maybe 10 or 11, something like
Mm.
that. So I don't know. I'm almost afraid to go back and watch it.
I'm thinking the last time I watched it, it was probably like around 2005. Like I think I was like in South
Also,
Carolina or in
yeah,
Missouri when I watched it last time.
yeah. See, that's why I hadn't watched Roger Rabbit since I was like 10.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, like I remember loving that movie. I must have watched it 20 times when I was a kid. And I watched it, and I was like, you know, considering like technology and stuff, it's not bad. It holds up. It's a fun movie.
That's how I felt about A Little Princess. I couldn't watch it since my dad passed, because I was like, he bought it for me. He got me the locket, and it's a story about father daughter. But then I watched it as an adult. I'm like, oh, it's been forever. I wonder if it even. Nah, I got like halfway through bawling. I said, turn it off. I can't. It's the best movie ever made.
Best movie ever made. Yeah.
No kidding, but a lot of stuff that was made when we were kids, it actually still holds up. Like I watched
Yeah.
the Neverending Story not too long ago, and I'm like, that movie still looks great because like all that shit was in camp, it was all practical. You know what I mean?
Practical, yeah. I think the worst is like the early years of CGI, right? You go back and watch those movies, and it's like, it's cringy, right?
I think the
Well,
more
I mean-
sentimental ones too, like just as like a mother now, like even like I made a joke about My Girl earlier, but like I wish I would let Jay just go to the neighbor's house and hang out. You know what I mean? You're in the woods. What are you doing there? You know what I mean? And so even just like watching that stuff now, like it hurts to watch it because I'm like, oh, sweet angel babies, like no, don't go outside. And so, but I think for me, that's where I find things hard to rewatch when it has to do with kids, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Show me a teenager. I don't like them, and I don't have one yet. I have one more year before I can cross that off my list.
Depends on the kid. I've seen some movies where like I wouldn't mind if the kid.
No, because to this day the craft stands up, and if I could reverse bully all of those people and make their hair fall out, I absolutely would.
Like people can make fun of me if they want, but that's a movie I kind of watch on a semi-regular basis, almost once a year.
Yeah,
I like that movie. I thought it was good.
And my daughter recently asked me if she could write to Netflix, and I said, "What's going on at Netflix?" They're taking Jaws 1 off Netflix, and I said, "Oh, because she watches it every morning. She watches Jaws and Jaws 2. She hates Jaws 3. She's like, it's funny, but I hate it." And so, so now she started watching Meg and Meg 2, and she fast forwards to Jason Statham shower scene, and I have to tell her, "Hey."
Are you serious? She does?
Yeah, I said, "Hey, let it play."
Oh.
Hey, let it play. She's like, "What's wrong with you?"
We're having a mother moment.
But I feel like she only does it when I'm around. I bet you when I'm not home, she watches it. But whenever I'm in the room, fast forward. I said, I know you slow motioning that when I'm not here.
Well, those moments are awkward with your parents.
Oh yeah, she's very much in that cringe phase of romance and stuff. So, but I do love that like her thing is Jaws right now.
Are you guys hyped for the new Beverly Hills Cop?
I mean, I'll watch it.
I'm pretty excited, especially when they showed Taggart and Rosewood like back. Like,
well, there wasn't. It's not of my time, so I guess it's more exciting for like right before my time.
Eddie Murphy's coming back in the main role, or
yeah, it's called Axel F, right?
Yeah, basically like Paul Reiser comes and gets him. Like pretty much everybody that's still alive is going to be in it. Like Judge Reinhold's in it. The dude that played Taggart's in it. But yeah, Eddie Murphy's the star again, and I don't know, it looks pretty fun, man. I don't know, I'm pretty hyped for it.
Yeah, I enjoyed those as a kid. So, I mean, it's been a long time, right? So, it might be like I find sometimes that's when there's been so much time, especially if they adapt the story to make it make sense. Like you could pull it off pretty good.
I feel like this is definitely one where, because 21 Jump Street, I know this is controversial. The first movie was hilarious, and I
loved it. I think where they're fucking tripping balls and stuff. Oh,
the most iconic line is like finger popping each other's assholes.
It's good. I laughed my ass off on the first one.
I love, and so I feel like this is like a perfect movie to bring back because I feel like he's still funny, like he still has the
Mm-hmm.
range, and everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and in modern times, somebody who still like is in the 80s mentally or stuff like that, I feel like that could be funny.
That's what I want. I want Eddie Murphy to do another comedy special, like get a new leather suit and come out and do like a new version of Raw or Delirious.
Busting out of it.
Show up all old and shit in like a yellow leather
Sweating.
suit and shit, just like and like be nasty Eddie again, man. Like I'm glad he had kids and he did like all them Disney movies, man. But like
Yeah.
come back and be Eddie Murphy talking about the G.I. Joe going up his brother's butt and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like he was like one of the funniest fucking dudes back in the day.
Swimming in the water, then the
Little
big brown
shark.
shark came.
Because he did do Candy Cane Lane on Prime for Christmas
Mm.
this year with
Yeah.
Tracy Ellis Ross, and it was really cute. It was really cute. And I feel like his last few movies have been okay, I see you. But I feel like he has yet to do, like, well, no, because What's It Called was really good. And wasn't that, he was like nominated for that. Did he win? That
I'm
one,
not sure. Where he plays
the
the
Netflix movie.
it's like based on a true story there. Yeah, Netflix one, yeah.
That was really
shit.
good.
It's the black exploitation one, right?
Oh, Dolomite, yeah.
Dolomite,
Dolomite was
yeah.
fantastic. Coming to America was, I also didn't mind it. I thought that was okay.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
But again, I feel like Eddie Murphy is, he's funny still. I feel like he still has it. I just feel like, again, like you were saying, Johnny, maybe he feels like sometimes he does come off like a little too family friendly now. And it's like pretend you're not a grandpa.
Yeah.
Chill.
Well, he did. What's the other one you probably don't want to mention?
Which
You
one?
People. Is that it?
Was an awful movie, and it's literally at the bottom of my letterboxed. It was such a You People, that movie. It was awful, truly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the kiss was CGI. Did you guys know that?
What?
The kiss between Jonah Hill and Lauren London was CGI.
Why?
I guess in her place, she was trying to respect her relationship with Nipsey, even though he's been past a few years now.
Okay.
But honestly, I thought that was kind of like, if you're gonna act, and if
Yeah.
you're not comfortable being in a romantic comedy, don't do it.
Don't do them. Yeah.
Because I honestly feel like it could have been a good movie, but I did not feel like either of them committed to the role.
I wouldn't want to kiss Jonah Hill either. If we got like too emotional with each other, he'd be telling me I couldn't wear bikinis and surf anymore and shit. You know what I mean? He's really controlling himself. Like I feel her pain.
And she's gonna be like, and you've really changed ever since you started walking. Ever since you started taking Ozempic. Let's be real.
I like that kid though. He's all right. Like
I honestly felt like when you date somebody younger than you by that much and you're in Hollywood, you really have to be careful with every message you send, every time you say something and there's a recording device around you, because you just can't, like, you can't be yourself. You can't, because anything you say and do is going to be weaponized against you upon breakup.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. For sure.
So,
yeah, I completely agree with you. It's sad, but that's the risk of being a celebrity now, right?
Because telling me I shouldn't be in a bikini is abusive. Like, just at my old age of 34, I'm like, girl, he just doesn't want his girl being lusted after. Like, but I guess like nowadays that's considered misogynistic.
She's a surfer though. Like her.
But I felt like he wasn't saying it so much as like her surfing stuff, but more like if you're just up here posting like thirst traps. So I guess I could see it either way. But like when I was reading it, I was like, and for me personally, if I'm with somebody, I'm not going to put their business out there like that after the fact, because I did choose to be in a relationship with them, and I did choose to leave it. Now, if it was like something violent or a crime was committed, then I would be like, look, no. But if it was just like y'all had major differences of opinions and stances on what's respectable and not, then it's like, whatever, girl, bye. But to try to paint him as a villain because his respectability politics are different than yours, I felt was kind of weird.
And I hope he directs
It
more.
happens.
I actually think he's a pretty good filmmaker. I actually think that
I do. I agree. I agree. That cringe. That whole situation made me look at him with a little cringe in my eye, just because the whole situation was cringy. But
yeah, I
just
saw.
make something really funny, and we'll forget about it.
I mean, like, yeah, you almost saved Kanye. I mean, and then you turn around and do this. What the hell? Come on, man.
Look, and then when Kanye,
Change
Kanye dropped that Backstreet Boys remix, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Kanye's cool again." Remember? Then he couldn't get the sample cleared, and everybody was like, "We hate him again." So I don't know. I don't even care anymore at this point. And I feel that way about comics too. Going into the new year, I don't even care who's pushing this stuff out. I'm just gonna read. I don't care. If it sounds interesting, I'm gonna read it.
Exactly. Well, that's
That's how I roll. I mean, like, yeah, 9 times out of 10, like, I like stuff that Image or Dark Horse puts out, but like, hell, man, they just got my number. You know what I mean? That's just how that cookie crumbles, I guess.
I just felt like last year, a lot of people in groups got so, and that's another reason why I left Twitter, because it just felt like dogpiling constantly, and it was just like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm just gonna do my own thing. I don't care.
It didn't. Elle, you're not wrong. It didn't feel like it.
Okay.
It was that. It's
like,
that's
but
what
constantly it was a new person or a new publisher or a new idea, or it was just constantly, and I just got tired.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I was
following too many. I had too many mutual, and I was following too many comic people to just be like, I'll just delete or ignore. It was like my whole friendship group. So I was like, you know what? Let me start over on Instagram, because Instagram, or on Threads, because it pulls your Instagram friends, and my Instagram is private, but my Threads is public. So really it was only adding people who I already had like established friendships with. So it's easier to stomach the posts I see on Threads when it's people I know.
So yeah, man. Well, we mentioned the Beverly Hills Cop. That's coming out during the summer blockbuster period, I think.
I don't know. They got trailers for it. They got trailers up for it. I think it's coming out pretty soon. Like,
I think it's summer though.
Yeah, May or maybe
I
May
think
or
they
June.
dropped it early to tease it.
Okay, because usually on Netflix, if they have trailers, that means it's about to come out. But like, yeah, you guys might be right too.
The 3 movies that I've noticed that I'm kind of is Dune 2. I love the first one.
Okay.
Villeneuve, I dig most of his movies, so I went in with such low expectations of the first one, and came out just blown away by that movie. Like, I've said it before, the sound design for that movie and the quality of the sound, like, that's what made the movie for me. It's fantastic. It's so good. Planet of the Apes. I love those Planet of the Apes movies.
Love those, yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Like, I've enjoyed every single one of them, and so I'm really looking forward to see where they go next. And I said it before, I rewatched the first Deadpool movies, so I'm really looking forward to Deadpool 3, not because Wolverine's in it, just because if he wasn't in it, I'd be interested in it. So
yeah, the fact that he's in it kind of kills it a little bit, you know what I mean? But like, the fact that there's going to be a bunch of different Wolverines, that like Hugh Jackman and Carl Urban are both going to be Wolverine in the movie. Like, I wonder if they're just going to get a bunch of Australians. Like, I wonder if they're going to get like Robert Pattinson and like Guy Pearce and like all the fucking Australians they can to put Wolverine in there.
Robert Pattinson isn't British?
No, he's an Aussie, man.
Is he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, dude. Let's go find out.
You talk about Sparkles the Vampire? Yeah, he's a
talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna Google something real quick here.
He already has it saved in his history. Robert Pattinson's Wikipedia page.
Yeah, exactly. Pat probably does, so I could just ask her. She knows. I'm pretty sure he's British, though. Let's see.
And not necessarily ones I'm looking forward to, but
he is English. My bad. I thought he was an Australian. My bad.
I didn't want to contribute to the conversation and sound like that person, but can I just say that I knew he was British, because when Twilight came out, he had a bunch of songs on the soundtrack, and I didn't know what he was saying because he sang British. But the way I used to play those clips over and over again, and how come now they're not on Spotify? When you look up the soundtrack, those songs are not available on Apple Music. Those songs are not available. So I feel like like a 2002 girly, like downloading them from the internet every time I want to listen to them.
And what's that called? Lost media. He's like paying people.
Yeah,
to
he doesn't want anybody to remember, but I remember Robert. And I loved it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll talk to you after when we're off air about something.
About Robert?
No, about you.
Oh no! What did I do?
Nothing. It was just something funny Johnny and I came up with, and we last time the episode ran so long and we were too many, so we weren't able to talk to you about it. But we'll talk now. It's just the three of us, so we'll talk about it after when we go off air. Yeah.
Okay, well now I feel like something bad's about to happen.
No, it's something we got to run past you. We think is funny, but we got to run it past you first.
I'll say what I'm looking forward to is Challengers, Zendaya's new movie.
Okay.
She plays a tennis star who is in a love triangle with two white boys. And it's very intentional, the two white boys, because she mentions it in the trailer about how she calls them her two white boys.
I think I've seen a trailer for that, actually.
And I'm into it. I just know some bad shit is going to happen, and I love that for her. I love that she's capitalizing on people assuming she only likes white boys. So I'm into it.
That's like the rumor?
Oh, for sure, because before Tom Holland, she was dating Jacob Elordi. But what a lot of people don't know, before that, she dated a lot of black guys, or a few black guys. So, like, I think
because
it's just
this is like
who she's around.
This is like an erotic tennis movie, right? Yeah, okay. I've seen the trailers for it.
And I'm into
Patrick Kinlow's going to be into it.
Probably, yeah.
Listen, we could do a watch night. You're like a cuck night. So, and then there's Madame Web, and I know that's like weird. Like, why would I say that? I don't know. I saw the trailer and it looked cool. Mm-hmm. It looked like classic. Like, well, not classic, but it looked like early 2000s like superhero movies, like those kind of. And so I was like, this looks fun. It looks
I think
fun.
that might be on Johnny's list too, no?
Yeah,
I'm Johnny's looking forward to that one.
Okay, yeah. I love Dakota Johnson like to death. Like Cha Cha Real Slow is one of my favorite movies, and there's a couple other movies she's in that I really love.
She was in Need for Speed, right?
Why would you bring that up?
Because I love Need for Speed. Need for Speed's an amazing film, man. Like I know what you were thinking. I know what you were talking about though, like the Spanky book movies. Yeah.
What? No, that's not Cha Cha Real Slow.
Yeah.
50 Shades. No, I liked her in 50 Shades of Grey. I do think her nipples are a little bit on the smaller side, but I do really enjoy her.
I haven't seen the movie. It's like I didn't know you got to see your nipples. Like,
it's a sex movie. It's a sex trilogy. You get to see a lot of things.
I mean,
I know Pat watched them because she read the books. So, yeah. And I was didn't really. I'd have to go back and watch them now. I don't remember that. Her breasts from that movie.
Yeah, her boobs are in it a painfully long time, because I even remember thinking like if like she was doing it IRL, like her boobs probably wouldn't be out that long, you know what I mean? Because he'd be done. Let's be real. Yeah. And then Despicable Me 4. I'm sorry, I love the Despicable Me movies. This one drops in July, and also
there's all Minions.
There's one I thought you'd bring up that I didn't mention, but if you don't, is Borderlands.
Oh, so I never got into Borderlands.
Okay.
I never did.
I don't know if that'll be good or not. Yeah.
Yeah, the game.
Eli Roth. Yeah, Eli Roth is the one who's...
Eli Roth is doing a Borderlands... Is it a show or a movie?
I don't know if he directs or if he just produces. I'm not sure. I saw his name, so I don't know... How involved he is. I could go back and check.
But I will say, you guys,
interested, man. Yeah. I love Borderlands, and
I like the idea of Borderlands, and I did play the Telltale, but I'm like the actual proper series. It makes me nauseous.
Well, because it moves so fast.
Sickness. Yeah.
That game does move so fast, dude. Like I hear you.
But they did say they're doing a Quiet Place Day 1. I've never seen a Quiet Place 2. But I love a prequel to a movie that's apocalyptic, so I'm very interested in seeing what happened on day 1. that's how I felt about Fear the Walking Dead until it moved past day one, and then I said, oh, this is just another Walking Dead. But A Quiet Place Day one, and Lupita is in it, and Alex Wolff and Jaimon. So I'm like, that sounds like a great cast. So I'm like really interested to see how that plays out. Because Black people can be quiet too, y'all. And
Hey,
Well, you haven't proven it to us yet.
so, oh no, I already know I'd be dead day one because I would laugh. They're like, be quiet or you're gonna die. I'm like, you sure about that? That Tim Robinson, you sure about that? I wouldn't be able to help it. And you know what's worse is my kids would die. And I know they would because my kids are like, my boys especially, every time I say, you sure about that? They always bring up that other Tim Robinson, 55 hamburgers, 55 hot dogs, 55 french fries. So it's a wrap for us.
Yeah. So what about comics? There's one in particular I'm really hyped for comics. Is the Hellblazer series, because they're coming back with Cy Spurrier and Campbell. What's his first name? Aaron Campbell are coming back to do Hellblazer for DC, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be good to bring back.
And Junie Baugh is going to be doing a TMNT series as well.
Okay, like
I heard that
he just put out a new graphic novel I was looking at the store.
Yeah, so I saw some of the stuff he did for the TMNT. I think he did a one shot and some covers, and I love the style he draws it in. So that should be a pretty cool book.
Is that still coming out from IDW?
Yep, so far it's been
They still
listed.
have it? Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, but then I don't know much, so I'm not in the loop on everything.
I have not been keeping up with comics very well, but I am excited about the One Hand, the Rom V one that's dropping in February. It's about a detective. But I could have sworn I saw something where there was one called The One Hand, and then there was like another one that had the same cover, but it was a different author. But I can't remember what it was. But it looked like they might be interconnected. And it's from Image, but I can't remember what it was specifically. And then hold on, because I didn't make a list, but I did. Also, have your guys' Wi-Fi been weird lately? The government shutting down phones.
We've been good. I've been good here, and my Wi-Fi is pretty solid ever since I switched there. My Wi-Fi was choppy in the beginning.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is like fully active. My gateway is completely open, but for some reason my phone and my Switch, they're like, no, we don't want you to know what's happening. So Feral is dropping by Tony Fleeks and Trisha Forstner in March, and it's the same people who did Stray Dogs. Now, I'm not a dog person. I did not like Stray Dogs. However, Feral is about cats during a rabies epidemic. So I'm into it because I love cats. So
it's gonna be depressing. Of course, it's not cats during a. Like I just answered my own question, but I'm into it. I'll check it out. Like
did you read Stray Dogs?
No, because I'm not really a dog person. The only dog
thank you.
The only dog book I really have is Rover Red Charlie by Garth Ennis, which is about 3 dogs during the zombie apocalypse, which is really it's so depressing, but it's so fucking good. It's like my favorite zombie comic ever.
So Feral is about a group of cats who get out during a rabies epidemic and they have to find their way home while the forest or something is like being ravaged by rabies infested animals and stuff. And then also in March, Napalm Lullaby, Rick Remender.
Yeah, that's
and,
one.
Bengal.
The new Bengal, yeah.
Bengal.
Bengal.
That sounds sick.
He's
and
French.
The covers are sick. And then I'm a fan of offshoots of Spawn. It might not look that way, but I am. And Sam and Twitch are getting another spinoff series, Case Files, and it's more of a beat cop's perspective of what's going on. And I'm excited for that. It looks really cool, and it's Simon Kudransky Did I say his name
Ooh,
right? Shimon.
Simon
Shimon.
Gdansky.
Is it Shimon
Hmm.
or Simon?
I think it's pronounced Simon, but it is spelt like it's spelt very Cyrillic. I'm pretty sure he is from Eastern Europe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Simon Gdansky is how you say it.
Okay, because I wasn't sure, and I do know the other pronunciation would be like Shimon or something like that. So him and Todd McFarlane. But it looks cool, and those two guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Gdansky's art's amazing. He's blowing up right now. So
And even just Sam and Twitch, those two guys.
Yeah.
Well, like you were talking earlier about, Gotham Central. Just
Central.
like
Yeah, that was just about to like.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they go. Like if they can give it that same, like
And with
noir
his art
kind of.
style, I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, that
it's gonna
sounds
be
cool.
very photorealistic. Gdansky's art is like a really photorealistic. Like, so it'll be interesting to see how he draws those characters because usually they're very cartoony looking. You know what I mean? Like Twitch has got like the glasses, and Sam's like all kind of looking like, well.
Big body. You said he's a big back.
Yeah, he's massively plump.
You sound like
He's jolly.
You sound like Mia Rudolph from what's it with the sex what's it called, Big Mouth, where she's like the sex hormone monster. Give it some bubble bath. The breeze, I pronounce my breeze.
Yes.
Give some
Why do you
bubble
do it
bath.
so good?
Because I love it. I love it when,
Yes.
when she says the bees. I'm like, oh, it makes me laugh every time. Yeah.
Oh, the way I got told to shut up after so many times. I'm trying to talk like that.
Oh, after you heard it.
I love Big Mouth.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
When he got the pillows pregnant.
Oh, that was hardcore, man. That was crazy.
I love Jason Mantzoukas though, so I said, you know what? I'm into it.
So Johnny, are there any books you wanted to that you've seen coming that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, man. Search and Destroy by Atsuki Kaneko.
Yes.
Gun back up. It's funny because like right after we talked about Bambi and her pink gun, like Joe hits me up like Monday after we did that My Precious episode. He's like, dude, look, your boy's actually getting another book released in English. And yeah, it's gonna be kind of a modern adaptation of Osamu Tezuka's Dororo is basically kind of what this book's gonna be. It's gonna be rad. His art is really cool. I don't know.
It's out by Fantagraphics is putting that out, I believe.
And then aside from that, like just stuff that I picked up recently that I know that's out right now that I can recommend. Like I got this for Christmas, Macbeth: A Tale of Terror by
is it good?
Ascari. Yeah, man, it's very good. Like the Italians never let you down, man. Europeans always fucking deliver, you know what I mean? And like they brought it home with this. It's a really, really kind of gory, dark version of the tale. For people that don't know Macbeth, it's basically the same story as Crimson Cage by John Lees, just like told old timey.
For those that don't know Macbeth.
Those that don't know Shakespeare, these guys are ripping off John Lees, god damn it. But yeah. Like they do
whoever Shakespeare is, allegedly.
But the art in it's gorgeous. It's got this really minimal palette to it, so a lot of it's kind of like black and white with just these colors on it. It's a very gorgeous book. I highly recommend it. If you're a literature fan, definitely get into it just because of how they adapt and do their own thing with Macbeth.
Hold on, Johnny. I'm gonna write that down because honestly, the short circuit gift and this, you're on a roll with the gifts here because my husband loves Shakespeare. So
because I saw some posts on Instagram, the art looked good. That's why I was curious to know if it was good.
Your husband loves Shakespeare. Have you ever got him Prince of Cats by Ron Wimbley? It is basically it's a take on Romeo and Juliet, but it's told from Tybalt's storyline. So it's kind of the villain.
Okay. Wait, who's the author?
Ron Wimberly. He wrote and drew it. Oh man, you'll love the art style. It's a person of color book, so it's told like
you'll like it because it's. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think.
Well, no. It's
I'm just kidding.
A really neat urban perspective, and Ron is.
Don't start, Al.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know
It's
you're
a
kidding. I know
joke.
you're kidding. I know you're kidding.
I'm not even black. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, cool. And
Don't
listen, Johnny, and
don't go there.
the price is looking right as well. The price on
There
this
we
is
go.
looking right for a birthday gift. So.
Yeah, I think your husband will like both these books a lot if he's a Shakespeare fan. Like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
really fun.
upset, like loves it. Like Denzel Macbeth. Listen, if I never hear toil and toil,
You're
big
gonna build
booties
up.
and devils. I don't know what the words are.
You're gonna build up some good some credits for the year with these gifts you're gonna get him, man.
To be left alone to watch Top Chef without the kids.
If you want some just good conspiracy theory, goofy fun, man, Project Monarch by Michael Avon Oeming and Victor Santos. This book is a total blast. Just came out.
Okay.
Really, really off the walls. Really runs wild with all the conspiracy theory stuff. It almost to the silly point of it. But if you like stuff like Venture Brothers and I don't know, kind of like Pure Dola's writing and art, but like toned way down. Like this kind of has that kind of levels to some of it, like how much fun he has playing with the Illuminati and the rich people planning stuff behind the scenes, and like our crazy actress assassin Disney princess stars. Like it's a fun book, man. Like definitely check out Project Monarch. I can't recommend it highly enough. Like those are
That's a Dark Horse book, right?
Yeah, both of these are Dark Horse books that I just recommended.
I think, did I pick that up on Kindle?
If you haven't, you should, man. Like I probably want to maybe cover that in the near future because it's a really fun book. And plus they both write and draw it. And like I can't tell when who's drawing what because they both have such similar art styles. And it's kind of really fun to like kind of look through it and see like, did Michael draw this or did Victor draw this part of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And
yeah, I remember you. He posted something on Instagram, and you made a comment a while back about that one. Yeah.
I got a couple other things. Like this is really good too. Like if you like noir with a little steampunk thrown in, man, like some really good French comics, man. Grandville by Brian Talbot. These are such fun, cool, just good little graphic novels. This is like the omnibus that Dark Horse just put out. It's like all four of like the original graphic novels put together. Good fun stuff, man. Kind of anthropomorphic stuff. Not quite as hard boiled as Black Sad, but definitely still on that type of noir kick.
Cool.
And as far as TV shows, I guess I'm just most excited for Fallout.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
I had a question mark on that. Yeah. So you think they're going to do a
Put
good?
an exclamation mark.
Like no, but do you think who's in charge of it? Who's making it? Like, do you think they'll do a good job? Like, do they have a good track record, or what's going on?
Can I tell you something?
Okay, trailer, I thought it looks amazing, dude. It looks like they nailed it. Yeah, like
and just awesome. As a stan, a person who professionally does not care as long as it pleases me, it looks pleasing to me. And I fucking love Fallout. Like it's one of my favorite video game series. And as some of you guys might have seen some of my numbers that I posted from different I'm something of a gamer, you know. I undermine it a lot, but what you will catch me doing is playing a video game. And Fallout is one of my all-time favorite series, and I don't like Fallout 76 because I don't want to play with other people.
Yeah.
But
who's putting it out?
Amazon, right?
Amazon.
Oh, it's coming out on Amazon. Nice.
And so I just think it's so cool. Like, you know, I just can't wait to start calling people smooth skins, and it's socially acceptable.
And this is like live action, right? It's not animated series or anything.
Yeah, it's live action.
Straight up live action. Yeah. They got trailers for it, man, and they don't.
Yeah, I don't.
When the Rad Roach popped out on the trailer, I fucking screamed. I said, "Oh my god!"
They basically they made the trailer for the show kind of like how the games are. It's like you're watching a Vault Tech commercial, like kind of like
okay.
The Brother's Son looks really good. That comes out this weekend. The Michelle Yeoh show on Netflix about the Asian crime family. That's coming out on the 4th.
Have her own show.
Yeah, it's called Brother's Son, like SUN.
And is she the gangster in it?
Looks like it.
Hell yeah.
Her son is a assassin who was estranged from the family, but he has no idea, and then the other brother doesn't have any idea of what's going on, but obviously she does, and so I think that's gonna be sick. Can't wait for that. I'm into Echo whenever it does premiere. I think
Yeah.
it says
Yes,
January,
that's on my
right?
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
14th, January 14th.
True
Yeah,
Detective.
I'm actually
into the new
looking forward to
season.
that. I heard there is a new one coming out. Yeah.
That's relatively soon.
They
I'll
need
tell
to
you,
leave it alone. Like they haven't
True
been able to do a
Detective.
good one since part one, the first one. They just need to
But
leave.
Jodie Foster, I feel like it's gonna be good. I just feel like I have a feeling that it's gonna be good. But also in the snow, it's giving Fargo, so I don't know.
Mm.
But also, it could. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I didn't like season 2 of True Detective. Season 3 was kind of. It was a season. It was a season.
Season 3 had good build up, man. It's just like they can't deliver with them like after the first one. You know what I mean?
I think season 1 was such an obscure, weird ass. That's the Matthew McConaughey effect. I feel, and the what's his name?
Woody.
Yeah, Woody. Like you can't match that energy. I don't care who you are. That was like the best possible mashup of actors they could have gotten. I'm not excited for the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That can eat ass.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Avatar looks sick. Excited for fans of Avatar who actually care about Avatar.
Oh, the one about the kid that bends the air.
Yeah, the Airbender. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the swimming with Smurfs shit. Okay.
No, like they actually cast people of color for the roles in this one on Netflix. It's a live action series.
It's live action.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I don't know why they do it a cartoon again. I mean, like the cartoon was already close to perfect. Well, at least that's what the fans tell me. I never seen it, but like I know.
Oh yes, my from my kids to my husband to people older. Like I don't know anybody who did. I never got into it personally. That's just me. It's just me, but everybody else I know loves it. The Penguin is supposed to drop this year. We'll see. We'll see. They like to say that, but
I've got one on my list that I know Johnny's going to be excited about. Arcane season 2.
Oh, is that they're finally doing that? Like I forgot all about that show.
November, dude.
All right. Well, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, man. That's good news
for sure. Then there's just continuing seasons, nothing new. The Boys, I loved the last season, was good. Umbrella Academy is going to have their final season. It wraps up after the next season, and obviously The Bear.
Is The Bear coming out this year?
It's supposed to be.
The Veil, Elizabeth Moss has a new series, a limited series coming out on FX, and I find she has done no wrong in my life. And it's by the same guy who did Taboo.
Okay.
And that's gonna be on FX. It's about a
Taboo. That's the one with
one secret.
What should we call it? Bane.
Yeah.
Bane?
Yeah. That's the show that got a lot of people interested in that time period.
Shit, I can't think of his name.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Do you have any shows, Johnny, that you're looking forward to? I know Echo you were looking forward to.
Yeah, you guys kind of said all the ones. Like I am really excited for Fallout, and mostly because, like Al said, man, you saw the rad roach, and that's all they needed to show you. They didn't show you a death claw.
Yes.
I kind of wanted to see a death claw, but like I was happy with the rad roach.
As soon as that and the way they did it, like you said, it was such like video game trailer. The way he just popped out, and I was screaming, and my kids did not know what was happening, and I was like, they're like, it's just a big roach, and I'm like, you don't understand, it's a rad roach.
And then seeing Wally Goggins as the ghoul, man. Like I'm just a huge fan of that guy as an actor, and like the fact that he's going to be like a ghoul in it, like one of the main characters in the show, like has me just so like hyped to see whatever he does, because like even when he's just like a weird superhero hippie, you know what I mean? Like he turns in like a top-notch performance, man. Like Walton Goggins is always.
And I do call my kids smooth skins when they get on my nerves. Offensively. You guys are really acting like a smooth skin.
So like you're like me then, when you play you try to help out the ghouls as much as you can.
Oh, absolutely. I find it hard to play mean on the game. I find it very hard I've never been able to complete a villain run because I feel my heart is like, no, you will play this for the 15th time as a saint.
Which one is your favorite?
New Vegas.
New
New
Vegas.
Vegas
Okay.
is your favorite?
3 is my favorite.
Well, it's hard to like New Vegas and 3 are pretty much the same game. It's just like a
Yeah.
different skin. But I just like the story in New Vegas. I like the setting, and I like that you could wear the checkered suit that you steal off of Matthew. What's his name? Matthew Vaughn? No, not Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Perry. When you kill him at the beginning, wasn't that Matthew Perry?
I just found the romance in New Vegas was a little dry for me personally as a player who plays for the romance, but
Good choice of words.
but in 3, I love how Fallout 3 had so many storylines going on. It was super clunky. Like if you don't like that kind of stuff, I don't recommend, but that for me was like something that I loved about it was just how much stuff was going on at one time, how overwhelming it was. I love a game that overwhelms me with too much stuff to do, because it lets me know that I have a lot of time left in that world.
I hate that. Like I have to let my super mutant friend die to save the world at the end of the fucking game. Like that. That's probably one of the main problems I have with part 3 is I like that my super mutant friend. Man, god damn it.
Yes.
I've attempted to play number 3 like 5 times.
Oh, dude,
I start because I start. Yeah, I start and then I get into it a little bit. Then I stop playing for so long.
Yeah.
Then I start it over, and then I get busy, and I stop, and then I tried starting it over because I'm like, ah.
That's the problem with the Bethesda game like that, man. You gotta carve out the time, and you gotta like. I hate to say it.
You can't care about other stuff. And you know, for me, when Fallout 4 came out, I had just gotten out of the hospital after 3 weeks. I had a fresh colostomy bag thing or a bile bag from my surgery. And when I tell you, I sat down and I told John, I said, boot it up, because you don't matter. Jade does not matter. She just started kindergarten and I missed it because I was in the hospital. But listen, I need to play this before I die. And he sure booted it up for me. Because that was the only thing on my mind was I need to play Fallout 4 because it had just came out and I had just got out and I thought it was a sign like, oh, you're going to live to finish playing this game.
Happy
Jay,
New
don't
Year
listen
to
to
this.
I've never 100%ed a Bethesda game. I've beaten a few of them, but like only because like I got tired. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's a lot of side paths that I'm not interested in playing. Like there's like I never want to join the Empire. You know what I mean? I forget what the Roman guys are called. I never joined them, so I never played their plot lines and shit. So
I loaded. I played for like maybe an hour. Was the Resident Evil Biohazard? Is that what it's called?
The new one?
Resident Evil 7. No, that's The Village is the new one, I think. The one where you go into the house, it's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's part 7 then, yeah.
I started playing that one over the holidays because I have the premium, so I went and downloaded a bunch of different games for Pat and myself.
Oh, you have PlayStation Premium or?
Yeah, premium for PlayStation, yeah.
Oh, it's on Xbox too if you have that. If you're
a
filthy sinner like me, L.
Yeah, so
well, I'm not like you, Johnny. I'm a Sony girl for life, but I do have Game Pass PC. That was my compromise for Xbox.
Yeah, I got some couch co-op games for Pat and I, and then I.
Oh, that's cute.
Resident Evil, I was like, oh, I'll try that.
You guys can play together?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, I've been with John for 14 years now. I've never played a game with him because I know my temperament.
Yeah.
And if he fucked it up, it would be a wrap.
You know the weird thing about Game Pass though is I don't play like AAA or like big Xbox games.
No, only indies.
I play like a lot of like Dead Cells and a lot of those Metroidvania games, and then I play.
That's one of the ones I downloaded, Dead Cells. Yeah.
And like I play over the top games like Akane and what's the other one I just started playing? It's over the top like that where you. Yeah. And like it's weird as hell. I pay $9 a month to play like fucking phone games on my Xbox. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Like they're fun as hell, dude. Like
I just finished Spirit Tea on Game Pass, the game where you like run a bathhouse in Japan somewhere. And you're like, that's weird. I know it is what it is. And then
I played the Yakuza games where that's a mini game, like where you. Get
I just got into Yakuza last year. Why did nobody tell me how fucking fun they were? I had such a good time playing that. Like a what's it called? Like a boss, like a
Oh, you like a dragon.
yes.
The actual part, the actual kind of remake, the RPG one.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Fantastic. I loved it.
that one's really good. But like the regular games are fun as hell too. Because after you get done beating each other up, like
Hmm.
there's like all kinds of weird mini games where like you can sing karaoke. But like one of
Yeah.
my favorite things is when you go to the arcade and you can actually play like all these old Sony games. You could play like
Yeah,
they
you could do that. Yeah. Hmm.
and like, oh dude, like those games are so
There was
lit.
like a side mission where there was a man dressed up like a baby, and there was a whole group of men dressed up like babies and crying in diapers. And you had to like bring him something, and then when you walk in, you're like, whoa, 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 what did I walk into? And why should I help you? And I said, what is this? And I said, this is my kind of game. I love it. That Like a Dragon was just like I played it for so long last year. It was great. And I'm mad I never thought to check it out earlier because I don't know what I thought in my head, but I thought it was like a side fighter, like scroller situation. So I just never checked it out until it was free. Then I played it and it was fantastic. But I've been playing Mr. Prepper lately on my Switch. Got to prepare for Doomsday.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, you're like you're secretly prepping a rocket to launch to get out of the United States or the Earth because the president has taken an eye on you or something. I don't know. It's like it's weird and it's like really janky, but I love a weird janky game. I love indie games. So I play a lot of those. Like that's where most of my time is spent. Most like 98%. It's a sickness. And I would still be playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, but their last update cost $30. And I wish I would. It was supposed to be a free to play game, and then once it started like getting money, they were like, "We changed our minds. I'm not spending $30. Sorry, Disney, because you're just gonna charge another $30 in a couple months. Bye."
Oh, one thing I did buy off of Disney, well, it was also kind of off of Square Enix. Before I got delisted, I bought like the Avengers game with like all the DLC and shit. So like,
Okay.
and I've been playing the hell out of that in between. I think I'm finally like done with Cyberpunk. It's like worn off, man. I finally played it for enough time where like I'm kind of over it, but it took me a long time, man. I got
You
that.
did the DLC and everything?
No, I've just been
Okay.
playing the base game like that many times to where like I got to get a new console to be able to play the new shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find a copy of it.
You haven't?
Like they used like I went and checked. I went online to GameStop and stuff, and around here I can't get it.
You won't do digital?
Well, it's you got to.
I was waiting for it to go on sale.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
digital, they want like $37 or something for it, especially since they patched it and they got all the DLC. But like if you buy the, I got my disc for like $7, and like I definitely got my $7 out of my
Y'all,
copy.
I'm embarrassed to say I was a day oneer. So I definitely spent like $70 on it when it
I was
dropped.
like, when I went through all the games like on the premium, and I was like, damn, why couldn't? But then, like Johnny said, they put that big patch, right, that fixed everything. So
recently
it'll
too,
probably be
and-
another year. Yeah, it'll
and
probably be another
Idris
year
Elba
before
too.
something.
They charging money for that. And then it was me Googling before I was like, because I haven't gotten the update or the DLC yet. But before I start replaying it again, I was like Googling, can you romance Idris Elba? And
Probably,
it said no. And so I said I could wait for it to go on sale.
That's a ripoff, man. Like the only dudes that you could try to hook up with is like that River guy. Like he is so uncool, man.
I'm just trying to have Idris be my cyber daddy, and it wouldn't let me, so I could wait.
Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the holidays, man. Another holidays in the books.
Yeah, man. And not sure what we're gonna be doing next, but we're gonna put together some kind of comic content for you guys, or maybe something to do with. I don't know. You got anything in mind, Joseph?
Well, we're talking about doing like once Echo gets going, doing an Echo comic and show 2-parter type thing, or maybe in the same thing, like in a an adaptation type, read the source material and then talk about the show. So that'll probably be probably in February. But for more recent, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
we'll figure it out. We'll probably have an episode for you guys Thursday or Friday, like usual. But yeah, until then, like we hope you guys all had a happy holiday, and hope you guys are having a wonderful New Year. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye.